I can't believe y'all are, oh God, y'all are. Hold on, I gotta put this on the screen. I'll be right back. You gotta see this. You gotta see this. I'm telling you right now. Where's it at? How do I put it on the screen here? All right, let me see. Okay, here we go. So, man, I don't even know. What the fuck? Oh God, I can't. I don't even know what to say about this. I mean, what the fuck are they doing? What the fuck is this? Why are they zoomed in on this man's ankles? Why are you worried about this man's ankles? Look at his ankles. I mean, they're swollen. I mean, what are we supposed to like? Listen. During COVID, I was told I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. Smokey, you're not a doctor. What do you know? You can't be giving medical analysis. All right, well, I'm going to need the same energy right here. I'm going to need y'all to keep the same energy with this. You're not experts on ankles, medical issues with ankles. You're not experts on any of this either. Okay? So why do you get to do it? Why do you get to make a post and say, well, let me give my medical opinion, but I'm not allowed to give my medical opinion. I'm not a doctor. You're not a doctor. Why can you do it, but I can't? Doesn't make any sense. I mean, this is crazy. I seen Ian Malcolm in the Discord talking about ankles, and I was like, what is he? I have no idea what the fuck he was talking about, so I had to go search for it myself. And that's what I found. That's what I found on Twitter from Mr. Krassistan. One of the Krassistans, I don't know which one of them. From back in July, I believe, 15th of July, I found this. Now, why would I care? Let's say the ankles are fucked up. Let's say it's fucked up. Let's say it's an 80-year-old man. Am I supposed to be shocked that an 80-year-old man might have some health issues? But you were so critical of Biden. Yeah. Because Biden's problem was right here. You see, there's something in here called a brain. I know a lot of you don't have one, but it's in here in the head. And his brain didn't work correctly. Now, I did not vote for Trump to win the WNBA championship. I did not vote for him to win the Super Bowl. I did not vote for him to wrestle John Cena in one of the retirement matches. I didn't vote for him to do any type of physical activity. I voted for him because of the mind. The mind is what I voted for, okay? Long as this man mind worked, you could put his head in a glass jar like Futurama. As long as that brain work, that's all I care about. That's all the president needs is a brain, okay? Greg Abbott's in a fucking wheelchair. He's a governor. Are we going to do this? If Greg Abbott runs, are we going to have liberals going, well, I mean, you want to talk about health? This guy can't even walk. He can't even fucking walk. We can't vote for him. He can't walk. See, this is the problem with you idiots. See, during Joe Biden's presidency, Biden couldn't finish a sentence. The mind was clearly gone. It's old age. Going to happen to everybody. And the way you countered that was you had, here's Biden on a bicycle. Problem with that is we don't care about Joe Biden. The president don't need to ride a bicycle. Vladimir Putin ain't going to come over and say, let's have a bicycle race to determine the deal. It's not going to happen. Okay, so it doesn't matter if Trump's ankles don't work or his hand got a bruise on it. This is what matters, the mind. The mind. Does the mind work? Trump's mind clearly works. I thought he was dead. I've listened to y'all all weekend tell me he was dead. He's dead, Smokey. What are you going to do? He's dead. Oh, I'll get on with my life with President J.D. Vance, and I'll watch him slap you around. You think Trump dying going to save you? Do you idiots really think that Trump dying is going to stop what's happening? You're done. The Democratic Party will never return to the president. I mean, it's over. This shit's over. Don't you understand that already? I mean, come on. They done lost 2 million voters. The list goes on. You could spend all day just going over the fucking evidence that their party's over with. Give it a rest with this. And give it a rest with all this. The ankles, Trump looked like shit. He looked like shit. He looked fine to me. He looked like Trump. He sound like Trump. This man, they're like, he was quiet all weekend. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. The man, no, I put a green screen so I could show you, retard. I put a green screen so I could show you what I'm talking about. I get you're retarded, but I don't care that, yeah, I'm lying down. Is that okay with you to lie down on my day off? Is that okay, Anthony? Can I lie down on my fucking day off, Anthony? Or do I gotta get up and stand while I do a stream? Do I gotta stand, Anthony? Do I gotta fucking stand up, Anthony? Is that good enough for you? Stand at attention like a soldier as you stream. What are you, laying down on a pillow? How dare, I got a little blanket too. Got me a little blanket too, Anthony. Does that bother you? A little blanket? A little blanket and pillow. Does it bother you? I don't give a shit. I don't care if it bothers you. I've been laying here. Guess what, Anthony? I've been laying in this bed all day. I ain't got out of this bed. I took the dogs out and came right back, got right back in this bed. Why? Because it's called a day off, Anthony. It's called a day off. I'm off today. I don't have to get up and do shit. You're lucky I'm even here. You're welcome. No, I put Trump's ankles here. I mean, what the fuck is going even on? If I was going to put a backdrop, I could think, this is my backdrop. What a backdrop. I need a nice backdrop. Trump's ankles. Are you retarded? Oh, God! Oh, I can see. Oh. There's a wall. A wall back there. Oh, God. Oh. Anyway. This is dumb. This is dumb. Just a man's ankles. They're swollen. The man working his ass off to clean up the mess you caused. Why don't you go sit down and hush? Why don't you sit down and hush? This man up all hours of the day. He up to like 3, 4 in the morning trying to fix your mess. And you got the nerve. I bet his ankles are swollen. I bet Parr said he looked tired. Fuck, I'm tired. I'm 38 years old. I'm tired. Shit, I bet Trump's tired. He's 80 years old. And he's still working circles around you. You know what Trump isn't doing? You know what I've never seen Trump do? I've never seen it. I've never seen this in my life. I've never got on Twitter or YouTube and saw a video of Trump sitting in the passenger seat of his car crying like a bitch that he got to work. Never seen it in my life. Never seen it. Man, not even getting paid. He ain't even taking the salary. Yeah, but he's making money other ways. So what? Who gives a shit? I'm supposed to care. He made a crypto coin, and I don't give a shit. Who cares? He made a bunch of money off crypto coins. Who cares? Who cares about that? He's exploiting you. I didn't invest in no crypto coin. How was I exploited? How was I robbed of my money? So Trump's robbing me of my money, even though he hasn't touched any of my money. But the Democrats who they take money out of my check, they're not there. No. When I look at my pay stub and I see all this shit coming out so illegals can have something to eat and so they can have a place to live and all this fucking shit, I have to pay for all that. And I don't get to choose. But I'm supposed to be mad about a crypto coin that I can choose to buy or not. I'm supposed to get upset about it. I'm supposed to have a panic attack. Who cares? The things you all focus on are the dumbest fucking shit I've ever seen in my life. Nobody cares. You can't talk about taking people's money and exploiting them while you're doing that. While you're using the power of the state to do it. You can't, I mean, what the fuck is wrong with these people? They're retarded. Speaking of retarded, what a retarded, what is that? Get that guy out of here. Get that guy out of here. I'm going to invite you back to the Discord just because you banned him. Thank you. Get the guys out of here. These weirdos out of here. Who are these weirdos? These are the same people that sit around all day talking about this. If you notice, I mean, what is it? If you notice here, I put a line. What do these lines even mean, by the way? What do the lines even mean? There's a line here, and then a line, it's a little higher. What is that supposed to mean? What does it mean, Crescistan? I'm sure he had an explanation. I didn't read it, because it's all nonsense anyway. He had a bruise on his head. He had a bruise on it. Oh. Smokey, did you see the little bruise? Did you see Biden when he fell down the stairs and you just said, well, what's the biggie? You said he's old. It happens. People fall. When he fell off the bike, you said, oh, it can happen to anybody. I can fall off a bike too. So keep the same energy now. Hush up. Watching y'all cry about Trump's health after 4 years, lying about Biden's is the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Do y'all realize you're just hurting yourselves at this point? Everything you do hurts you. Every single thing you do. It doesn't matter what it is. There was even a shooting. That's your big thing. There's a mass shooting. Democrats love a mass shooting. For years, every time there's a mass shooting, oh, God, here come the Democrats, and you got to listen to it, and blah, blah, blah. Not this time. Not this time. Now people are going, wait a minute. The person who shot up the school was one of you freaks. One of you trans freaks. That's one of your people. You're going to take conservatives' guns because you let your freaks run around and kill people? That don't make no sense. By the way, that guy was possessed by some demon or something. I mean, it's all real. Demons, all real. You keep believing it's not. You keep telling yourself it's all fake. Makes you feel better. By the way, I looked up that the UFO that's supposed to be coming. That's interesting. The UFO thing. That's definitely interesting. I don't know how they detect. I don't know how they know that I don't get it. I don't know how they can see something. It's way off in space, and they're like, yeah, it's got, Scott was like, it's got nickel coming off of it, and that's not possible. A comet doesn't. I'm like, how do you even know that? I don't know. I guess they can. I guess they have powerful telescopes or something. How the fuck do you know that? I listened to a lot of guys last night telling me it was aliens, so I don't know what the fuck it is. A lot of people think it's an alien ship or something. It is weird. It's like, I don't know, it's like speeding up. I don't, and they keep saying, I don't know nothing about it though. I'm not a scientist. What do I know? They're like, comments don't accelerate. They don't, maybe they do, maybe they don't. I don't know. I listened to a guy's video. He sounded like he know what he's talking about, but I don't know what I'm talking about, so maybe he's just full of shit and I don't know. Then I watch another video and the guy's like, it ain't no alien, it's just a comet. And he sound like he know what he's talking about too. But I don't know what I'm talking about, so I don't know who to believe. So I just have to wait and see. Apparently it's going to come October 3rd. It's going to get close, and they're going to try to take a picture of it. I don't know what they're doing. Gabe Horn. Gabe Horn. Turns 40 today. Gabe Horn. I'm thinking about walking over to the vape shop, getting an edible. Your thoughts on a nice edible? Look at those angles. Take it in. Take those angles in. This is all the Democrats have. And it's funny because Democrats can't even do this. That's what they don't seem to understand. Every time somebody see this, they go, wait a minute. You didn't say nothing about Biden. Remember Biden would like disappear for weeks and they just didn't care. Everybody be like, where's the president? They'd be like, cares. Remember they were like, the presidency is a team of people. A team of people. You're voting for a team of people. No, I voted for a person. I don't know what the fuck you're talking. A team of people. It's okay that Biden don't know what's going on. A team of people. Yeah. I don't even blame Biden. Biden wasn't even running anything. He was just some old man that was put in there, and he wasn't even signing stuff. They were just signing it for him. He was just taking a nap. He'd wake up. People would come in and say, hey, man, why'd you sign that? He'd be like, what? I didn't sign that. Yeah, you did, guy. But you was all right with that. You didn't have nothing to say about that. So give it a rest. With the ankles and the bruise on the hand. And they've already explained the bruise on the hand, by the way. I'm sorry you can't accept the explanation, but it's perfectly reasonable explanation. Yeah, sure, they could be lying, but, prove it. Prove they're lying. People talk to me like I'm retarded. Like, they're like, you think Trump, you think they're telling the truth? I don't know. Why don't you prove it, though? If you want to convince me, why don't you just bring some proof? Is that so fucking hard? Just to prove your claims? And if you can't prove the claims, shut up. I mean, you spent all weekend saying he was dead, and we just watched an hour press conference where he sound like Trump. It just seemed like normal Trump. Y'all been going off all weekend, and we're expecting to see a man on death's door or something. He's standing up. He wasn't even sitting at the desk. He was standing on those bad ankles. That's what I was trying to explain to Ian Malcolm. It's like, this is an 80-year-old man. Like, of course he has health issues. That doesn't mean that he's like Biden. But they want to play dumb. They want to, the issue, they know the issue with Biden was the brain. They know that. Well, they want to play dumb about it. We saw Biden riding bicycles and walking around and stuff, and that didn't matter because it's not about the physical health. It's about the mental health. Trump ain't a goddamn sports star. He's not playing soccer. He's not going to be in the... I know you think he won the World Cup or whatever. I know you seen him like win a trophy and he was standing on the stage. Did you think he was part of the team or something? Is that what you thought? Like he was really part of the team? Because he took a photo with him? Do you think Trump's going to run America? These people crack me up. They're like, Trump announced that there's going to be a national presidential workout thing or whatever. Remember that a couple of months ago? And they were like, Trump can't even do that workout. Well, it's not for 80-year-old people. It's for young people. It's for young people in schools. Oh, God. Nobody thought Trump... Nobody said Trump was going to go to the gym, start lifting weights. God damn. Trump's just like, we're going to get you guys into shape. You're fat. It's horrible. And they're like, no, you can't do it. It's mind-boggling the way y'all act. That's why your numbers keep going down. I'm telling you, single-digit approval. Clip it. Clip this prediction. Single-digit approval next year. Democrats will be in the single-digit approval. Heading into midterms. If the approval rating was 27%, then a few months later it was 19%, there is no reason to believe it's going to continue to go up as Democrats continue to double down on failure. Therefore, you have to predict it goes down. How do the Democrats win with a single-digit approval rating against the Republicans who have a leader who's more popular than ever? How do you win that? Just explain it to me. Stop getting mad and emotional and explain the path to victory. You can't. None of you can. You'll tell me I don't know what I'm talking about, but you'll never explain why I'm wrong. I've tried to get answers out of you people. Never can. He needs them boots. Yeah, DeSantis boots. Remember the boots? And you're just going to get J.D. Vance. If Trump dies, you get J.D. Vance. So it's not like that's some victory. I feel like J.D. Vance would be more hardcore than Trump. So what are you really hoping for here? That, he dies and you get J.D. Vance? And you think that's going to be better somehow? Just don't. It doesn't make any sense, If Trump is failing, if he's doing such a terrible job, then why don't you want him to complete the term? I mean, that means you're going to win the midterms and the 2028 election. See, when Biden was president, if you remember when Biden won the election, I did a live stream and I said, this is bad right now. It's going to be bad for the next 4 years. But by the time we get through the Biden years, the Democratic Party is going to be gone. It's going to be over. That's exactly what happened. That stream is still up somewhere on some channel somewhere. You can go listen to it. I remember it because I remember Parr was in there telling me I was coping. You're coping so hard. I wasn't coping. How can you call it cope when everything I said came true? Not cope at all. You guys just expect everybody to have a meltdown and everything, but no, that doesn't do any good. You just, you have to analyze what happened. This is why we won. Because when we lost, we went back to the drawing board and we figured out why we lost and we adapted. You lost and you decided, well, I'll double down on all that. I'm not gonna reflect on why I lost. I'm just gonna call everybody racist and say they're all pieces of shit, and that's why I lost. I'm the good guy. And that's why you're gonna lose again. I mean, we had a whole primary, we had a whole debate on whether or not Trump could win again. Can he be trusted? We did that. You all didn't do that. You didn't even have a primary. You just selected a candidate. You said, fuck the voters, we'll select a candidate. And you wonder why you lost. And you keep trying to tell me the Republicans oh God, are so hard. Republicans had a primary. Republicans had a whole primary. Republicans had a whole debate on who to run. And remember, while that was going on, you were trying so hard to get Trump arrested, to try to push him over the finish line so you could run against him, because once again, you thought he'd be easier to beat than these other people because he's got all this baggage. What you don't realize is all this baggage, everybody realizes, is made up. You made it up. It's like when they keep saying, how can you vote for a convicted felon? Well, easily. Let me explain it to you. You created fake charges and fake convictions. Everybody realizes that. So nobody believes the convicted felon thing. Just because you make up charges and label somebody something does not make it true. And because you don't control social media anymore, it's harder for you to lie. It's harder for you to get these lies. Nobody believes the television. Nobody tunes into the news and believes that shit. So they go to social media, and you used to control that. You used to be able to ban everyone, and now you don't. And that's your problem. Hillary Clinton warned you years ago. She said, if we lose control of social media, we lose everything. She said that. And when she said that, I told you at the time, there it is right there. She gets it. They all get it. They have to control the narrative. If they do not, they lose. You cannot control the narrative with television because nobody trusts it anymore. You have to have social media. Elon took it from them. And when Elon took it from them, all the other social medias had to adapt because it's a business at the end of the day. If you're going to have one app that's total free speech and all these other apps are so restricted, so censored, why would I spend time there? I'll just go to the app where I can just do what I want, say what I want, and have to worry about being banned or whatever the fuck. You did this to yourselves, guys. You got nobody to blame but yourself. That's why all the whining all day is so dumb to me. When are you going to take some time to reflect on what you did? If you're mad about Trump being president, you did that. You shouldn't have voted for Biden. You voted for Biden and you thought he was going to do a good job. You knew he was going to suck. And then you're confused that Trump won. You're just so confused. There's nothing confusing about anything happening right now. You have nothing. You're going to lose the midterms. You're going to lose so much power over the next 4 years. You're just not going to know how to handle it. And you will get violent. You're already getting violent, but you will get much more violent. because it's all you have. What else are you going to do? You're going to try to use violence to intimidate people into voting for you. That's not going to work either. Imagine thinking that's going to work. Imagine thinking we'll get violent and people will vote for us. Are you retarded? You keep trying to intimidate everybody. It's not going to work. Nobody's intimidated by you fucking weirdos. Who would be intimidated by some scrawny liberal? Some scrawny ass liberal who don't even know what gender he is. That's why they got to go get guns and go shoot up a school of children. Because that's what losers do. And then, we need gun control. We need gun. Wait a minute. I don't remember anybody talking about gun control when that guy shot that CEO in the back of the head in the street. I don't remember an outcry for gun control. No, I remember you guys cheering. You don't hate guns. Not at all. You love guns. You love violence. What you hate is the fact that your political opponents have guns, which makes it harder for you to do what you want to them. That's what it really is. Why not be honest about that? Why not just tell the truth? Because when it's one of you people that shoots somebody, you have nothing to say about gun. You don't care about, suddenly you don't care about gun control. And by the way, all these cities have gun control. And yet people can still get a gun and execute a guy in the middle of the street. And gangs are running around. Gun control doesn't seem to stop any of that. It's almost as if gun control only works on law-abiding citizens, which is pointless. I mean, if it only works on law-abiding citizens aren't the issue. See the problem with your policies? They only affect normal people. They don't affect scumbag criminal lunatics, because a scumbag criminal lunatic is just going to go get a gun somehow. They're going to find a way. Remember that guy in Nashville that rigged that truck full of explosives and the truck just blew up in the middle of the fucking street? Do you really think gun control is going to stop lunatics from committing violence? Are you that naive and stupid? See, these topics are really an IQ test. You can really understand a person if you just talk about these topics, because you just listen to them. It's like you're a child. You're a child. Any liberal talking about gun control, I just see, they just look like a child to me. You probably live with mama and daddy and they pay for everything. You're a child. You're cut off from reality. Cut off from the real world. You see people break into people's houses. What was somebody the other day? Bunch of teenagers broke into somebody's house. They had ski masks on. They had guns and shit. The guy killed all of them. He shot them all dead in his house. Liberals are mad about it. What's there to be mad about? See, you've lost touch with any type of sense whatsoever. You seem to think it's okay to break in somebody's house in the middle of the night with a ski mask on and a gun. And if the guy in the house shoots that guy, there's something wrong with that guy. That don't make sense to nobody, man. And these are the things you're running on now. These are your policies. This is the Democratic Party. If somebody breaks into your house, you have no right to kill them. You have no right to shoot the son of a bitch. Nope. That's not right. That's what they say. Now, is that a winning message? How many voters are you going to get with that message? Vote for me and I'll let people break into your house. And I'll take your gun so you can do nothing about it. Why do you, what in the world? I understand being brainwashed, but Jesus Christ. How can you be this brainwashed? How can you be so fucking brainwashed that someone can say 3 guys broke into a guy's house, they had ski masks on, they had guns. They had guns! Even if they were unarmed, it would be acceptable to shoot them. But they had guns. So now it's definitely, there's no argument at all. There's no, oh, it was just a kid and he didn't know what he was doing and he was unarmed and none of that fucking horseshit. It wouldn't matter anyway. You shouldn't be in somebody's fucking house. God, I wonder what's wrong with the black community. They tell their children that it's okay to break into somebody's house. Every time they do it, you can see a black woman, it's always a black woman, on television somewhere doing an interview saying, I can't believe he shot him. That's not right. That's what they're, I mean, why do you think these black kids are doing this? This is the parents. This who's raising them. If I'd have broken somebody's house and got shot, my family wouldn't have defended me. White people don't do that. If some white guy breaks into somebody's house and gets shot, we say, fuck him. Why was he in that guy's house anyway? We don't defend that shit. Black people, you gotta get it together. You gotta get it together. Stop your women from going on TV and just making a fool. Black men, get control of the black women. Get control of your women. Holy shit. It's a mess. And then you're confused. You're like, why is everybody becoming racist? Why is everybody becoming more racist? God, I wonder why. I wonder why. I wonder. You know what you need? When some black kids break into some guy's house and the guy kills them, you need some black people to go on TV and go, serves them right, just like white people would do. That's what you need. That way people can see, all right, there's some sane black people out there. But no. No, you find the craziest black woman you can find. And sometimes I seen one video, it was like 3 black women. They were like, you can't just shoot somebody. Just because he was in their house don't mean you can shoot him. What? Now, here's the part that I don't understand. Black people, help me with this. Somebody breaks in the house. Somebody breaks into your house. You can't shoot them. Somebody on your corner, though. Uh-oh. If he's on your corner, the sidewalk outside your house, you can kill him. He has no right to be on the... You see the problem? You see how that doesn't make sense to white people? That doesn't make any sense to us. What's going on? Like, what? So you can defend your turf with guns, but you cannot defend your home with guns. Now, if my white ass went out and bought a gun and a ski mask and broke into a black guy's house, they would kill me. And I guarantee you no black person would say, well, that ain't right. He was just trying to find some food in your house. Hey, speaking of food, did you see the guy frying the eggs? Did you see the guy? I think it was Germany. They got like a monument they built. It's called the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. All the dead soldiers of World War II, whatever, they don't know who they are. It's like a monument to them. And they got an internal flame. They got a flame that burns, it always burns. And some illegal immigrant was cooking it. He had a skillet, and he was cooking eggs on the eternal flame. There's pictures of this. You can find it. If you get on X and search for it, you'll find it. Just frying up some eggs on the eternal flame of the unknown soldier. And people see that and they go, so what? He's hungry. What's the big deal? Well, I'll tell you what the big deal is. If you keep allowing this type of stuff, just like if you allow people to live on the sidewalk or sleep outside of the business in a sleeping bag, if you allow this behavior, you're going to get more of it and more of it. And the next thing you know, your shit look like San Francisco. Your city, the city you live in, looks like shit. There's drug addict, homeless people laying everywhere. Now listen, I'm not against homeless people. We got some around here. They hang out outside my job, actually. They sit outside the tables and stuff. I talk to these people. They're fine. I don't have a problem with them. But if we had 50 of them outside the business, now we got a problem. See, when there might be 1 or 2 homeless people, and some guys on hard times, hey, you feel sorry for him. When there's 100 of them, what the fuck is happening? When there's 100 of them outside the business, doing drugs, right there outside the business, shooting up, smoking the meth pipe, or just passed out on the sidewalk like a zombie. That's a problem. The problem ain't, oh, there's a homeless person. Oh, no, 1 homeless person. Oh. Maybe we could help the 1 homeless person. Maybe we could help him somehow. No, there's hundreds of them everywhere, all over the place. They've created entire, homeless cities, tent cities. They've taken over the park. They've taken over. Once you start allowing that, you're going to start losing elections, okay? People don't want to live like that, nor do they have to. And I don't want to hear the sob stories about why you got to live on the street. Everybody got a sob story. Everybody got problems. You could go get a job, and you could figure it out just like everybody else does. But you choose to sleep on the sidewalk for whatever reason. I don't know. I assume it's drugs. But who knows? Maybe some people just like sleeping on the sidewalk. I don't know. The homeless people I talk to don't seem like they're on drugs, but they're home. I don't know why they're homeless. I don't ask them. But they've done something in their life to get there. And I live in a nice city where you have a few homeless people. Because you don't have a city that's like California, I seen an interview with a homeless guy, and he was like, I came to California because it's the best place to be homeless. They give you stuff, and they give you free drugs, and you can sleep in the park or whatever. Nobody says anything. So you're incentivizing it. So all the homeless people from all over the country go to California. Nice weather. The government's nice to them, so they go there. And that's why you have that. You cannot have policies like this. You cannot just let people do these things. Like the homeless people used to come into the job. Like you used to have, we had tables outside and tables inside. We had this whole little area of tables. You could sit and have lunch and stuff. Well, homeless people used to come in there and sit in there all day. And you know what they did? Took all the tables out. And now you see the homeless people sitting outside. You cannot just go hang out in a business all day. Just because you don't got a place to live. You can't do that. It's not about, oh, let's be nice. He's got nowhere to go. Let's be nice. You're running a business. You have a table area where people can go. You have a Starbucks. People can go buy some Starbucks. They go sit over there and eat it, whatever. You have deli stuff. People can buy something in the deli, go sit down and eat it. Well, how can they eat it when they got all these homeless people? One of the guys smelled so bad. And you could smell him if you went over there. The whole place smelled like that. And then liberals will say, what's the big deal? Let them hang out in there. Well, if you do that, the next thing you know, there's 100 homeless people hanging out in the store. They're just hanging out inside all day. It's one thing to have 1 or 2 guys. 1 or 2 nice, polite guys. You say hi to them, they say hi to you. One guy brings his dog. He sits outside. He ain't no problem. It's one guy. People can tolerate a few homeless people. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. It's insane. And when you let problems spiral out of control, you know what happens next? Crackdown. A crackdown takes place. It's very easy to understand. Homeless people used to come in and be able to sit inside the store in the air conditioning And then tons of homeless people started coming in and hanging out in there. So what did they do? Got rid of it. That's what happens. We can't have nice things because people want to abuse these things. And that's not what it's for. It ain't for you to hang out in there all day. I mean, they come in, they buy stuff, they hang out and shit. But it's not what that area's for. Just like you can't sleep out on the doorstep of the... Last time I was in Louisville for a funeral, I walked down the street to get something to eat, and I seen a homeless woman sitting. She was literally sleeping on the doorstep of a dentist office. She had a sleeping bag and all kinds of bags. She was sleeping there. And I'm just like, what in the world? Like, if I was homeless, I think I'd probably go to the woods or something, right? Get a tent, go sleep in the woods or something. I don't know. That's what I would do. I wouldn't think to sleep on a doorstep of a business. It just seems crazy. It's a crazy thing to do. And then when people have a problem with it, you get mad. What are you mad about? People mad. Hey, man, you can't sleep on the doorstep of my business. Oh, fascism. Fucking Nazi. You guys are never winning another election. It's over. The fucking party's over, I'm telling you. It's so over. Trump's like, we're going to send troops into Chicago. We're going to put a stop to all this killing. And the retard governor comes out and he goes, you're going to have crime in a big city. It's just the way it is. What a leader. That's my leader. What leadership? Sir, I've been carjacked. Sir, you're going to have crime and it's just part of life. Oh, thanks a lot. I'm so glad I voted for you to lead me. You're leading me to great places. Some woman on Twitter was like, yeah, I was carjacked and the carjacker broke my arm. And she had a picture, her arm broke. And she said, but I don't want Trump coming in here with these troops. And you know how odd it is that you're more scared of the National Guard than random gang members? You don't find that odd? I'm not afraid of the National Guard. If I see them walking down the street, I would actually be, I'd feel safe. I would say, oh, wow. National Guard soldiers are, but I don't live in a crime-ridden hellhole. So if I seen it, I would say, well, that's weird. But if I lived in a crime-ridden hellhole and I seen it, I would say, oh, thank God. Because these gang members are fucking going crazy. Thank God they're soldiers. If I got to choose what's on my street, I'm choosing soldiers over gang members. Now, I know liberals are choosing MS-13. If you ask a liberal, this would be a great thing to do, by the way, a little man on the street thing, and you go around and ask liberals, would you rather have MS-13 run your neighborhood or the National Guard led by Trump? Who you want to patrol the neighborhood? I guarantee you liberals would pick MS-13. America will quit. You know how retarded that is? But we're so conditioned to be like scared of the military, scared of the National Guard. We're so fucking scared. Oh God, we're in a dictatorship. Tyranny! I don't believe I know this is going to sound crazy, but I don't believe the National Guard soldiers hate America and hate me and want to put their boot on my neck. I don't believe that. So I'm not worried about it. They're just Americans like you and me. Why do you think they want to like kill Americans and like enslave us or something? Because they're in the National Guard. They're just people. They're just American citizens. Like, what the fuck? Why do you think they're so evil? Well, I seen a video of them roughing up some gang member. Oh God, no. Some gang member got roughed up. No. The horror. I told you the shit I seen the other day scared me to death. I seen a National Guard helping some old black lady down the stairs. He was holding her arm and he was carrying her bag down the stairs for her. And I said, oh, God, what has Trump done? Look at that racism. Some white National Guards guy helping an old black lady down the stairs. The horror of that scarred me for life. That's when I realized I shouldn't have voted for Trump. I should have voted for Kamala when I seen that black lady getting helped down the stairs. That's probably why Nicholas Flintis is so mad about it. I think I finally figured it out. I think it just hit me. Yeah. When they saw that made the racists mad. They're like, what is Trump doing helping? He's got soldiers helping old black ladies stay safe? What is? No. If you hate black people, that makes you mad. I understand. Because, see, these people are trying to sell you on a race war. I don't know why. I don't know why everybody wants to have a race war, but and that's what they want to sell you on. So any examples of like normal black people that don't act like that? Oh, God. Oh, God. They want chaos. I don't know who's paying all these people, but somebody's paying them. Little Nick, all of them are on the Democratic payroll. They are. It's so obvious now. That motherfucker, Little Nick was pretending Trump was dead. He jumped right in with the liberal narrative. He was like, yeah, something's wrong with Trump. Based on what, Nick? What some liberals said? I mean, this is supposed to be some American first guy. I keep seeing clips of him, and I'm just like, doesn't seem very American first. The guy that told me to vote for Kamala is America first. Just a few weeks ago, they were praising Gavin Newsom. I can't get behind no guy that's praising Kamala and Gavin Newsom and telling me to vote for him. Because he's mad that Trump's not being harder on the Jews. Oh, the horror. Do you realize you guys are just as bad as the liberals? I don't think you realize that. Like, you're just as bad as them. Like, you hyperfixate on stupid shit, and so do they. All of you hyperfixate on dumb bullshit that doesn't really matter. It's funny to me. Like, Trump secured the border. He's deporting motherfuckers. He's attacking the DI shit. He's going after the trans stuff. He's doing everything we wanted him to do. But fuck all that. I know we've been complaining about that for 8 fucking years. And we should be happy that something's being done about it. But fuck all that. My real concern is Israel. That's my number one concern as an American, is Israel. I mean, listen to yourselves. You're just as bad as the liberals. They're hyper-fixated on white people and transgenders and shit. And you worried about Israel all day. Like I said on the stream last night, it's just a way to blame your failures in life on somebody else. You're like, yeah, I'm addicted to porn. I can't stop watching it. But that's not my fault. The Jews did that. Yeah, I can't afford a house and I can't afford anything and I'm broke all the time. That's the Jews. Fucking Jews. How's that any different from, I can't get a job, white people won't hire me. Because white people don't want to hire me, and I can't get ahead because of white people. And when black people say that, the people that hate the Jews get mad at the black people for saying that and mock them for saying that. Totally unaware that they're just like them. Ain't that funny? That's funny to me. They get mad when I tell them that, but where's the lie in what I just said? Tell me where I lied. How is it not the same thing? I blame Jews for everything. I blame whites for everything. Same victim mentality. You're not a victim. Stop being a victim. Stop wanting to be a victim so bad. Everyone's out to get me. The Jews are out to get me. The whites and the black. Oh. No one's out to get you. Except the people you keep telling me to vote for. You keep telling me to vote for people that are clearly out to get us. Gavin Newsom ain't going to make my life better. Kamala Harris ain't going to help me. I mean, I'm trying to think of what Israel has done to me that I should be so mad. I'm trying to think. And every time I think of something, and maybe I can connect it to Israel, I start to think, wait a minute, no, that's my fault. I did that. I did that to myself. Not Israel's fault. I mean, come on. Imagine if I got on here every day. I'm broke. I can't. Israel. It's Israel's fault. It's not my fault for not working for 10 years. No, it's Israel's fault. That's Israel. That's y'all. And if you're black, you replace Israel with white people. The battery is low. Oh God, the battery. Thank you, Netanyahu, for all those big titties that we got to see. Netanyahu, thank you. How about a thank you for Israel and all those nuts you busted when you were alone and you had no girl and you were all alone? How many times did the Jews save you from going over to some dumb bitch's house because you went ahead and jerked off and decided you didn't want to go because she's a goof? Thank you, Israel. Thank you, Jews. It's not all bad. Hey, sometimes porn can save you. Sometimes porn will keep you from going over to some dumb bitch's house and fucking her that you know you shouldn't go over to because you bust a nut and you say, I don't care. I mean, after you bust a nut, you're going to get up and leave and go, fucking even cares. I don't even want to have sex now. I'm done. I'm good for the rest of the day. Are these AI, you got AI slurs now? Thank you, Jews. It's not the Jews' fault. You don't get no pussy and you're addicted to porn. It's not the Jews' fault. That's your fault. Once we bring accountability back, the world will get better. It's all we need accountability. People have to take accountability for everything they do that's not right. And until they do, we're going to have to live in hell. People desperate to find a scapegoat for their failures. I don't support Israel or Palestine because I'm an American. It has nothing to do with me. I wish them well in their battle. If they want to kill each other, what business is that of mine? Sometimes people go to war, they want to fight. They have issues. And they want to battle, They want to battle, so you just have to let them stay out of it. None of them are. I wish we'd stay out of all that. Let them do what they want. Let them battle each other if they want to so bad. Let them fight. Oh, I'm going Trump, easy. Why aren't the lines? I don't know what's going on in the picture. I don't know. As some liberal mind-fucked fantasy, I don't know. I really have no idea what's going on with that. I don't know what they're trying to show with the lines. I really don't get it. I don't know what a Scapegoating is. I don't know what that is. Scapegoating. Just lying all the time. Why would I trust people that lie to me 24/7? It just doesn't make much sense. I don't know what you're going to say. Oh, Trump lies too. Name one. What's Trump lie about? Name it. Let's hear it. What you're going to do is provide examples of little silly lies that really don't have any effect on anything. And I'm not concerned with little stupid lies, some dumb shit. Like, it doesn't even matter. I don't care about that. When I'm talking about lies, I'm talking about lies that actually affect your life. Not a guy lying about his golf course or, lying about like Trump will say, nobody knows more about grass. He said this shit the other day. He said, nobody knows more about grass than me. He was like, grass has a life. He goes, you know how we have a life? We have a life. Well, grass has a life too. And then he's like, and the grass in Washington, D.C. has been dead for about 40 years. Now, does Trump know more about grass than anybody on the planet? Probably not. But am I going to hyperventilate over that? No, I'm not. Because that's retarded. I'm going to laugh like a normal person and get on with my day. Oh, the rake and the leaves, that's not a lie at all. That's actually true. I know it sounds crazy, but it's actually true. That's what they do in other countries. They actually go out and clean the debris and the brush and the dead trees and the dead leaves. They clean all that up. That's where Trump got that from. He told the story. He said some guy, I can't remember. I think it was maybe been Greenland, but he said, I talked to the president. And he said, he told me how to solve the forest fire problem. He told me how they handle it. That's where Trump got that from. He didn't make that up. He got that from experts. People that do that. People that have large forests and have to go out and they have to clean. And that's because if you don't, it'll burn down. I know it sounds crazy to go out and clean. I know that sounds insane to think about. Going out and picking up leaves and dead branches out of the forest, but that is, they have controlled burns that they do. There's a whole thing that they do to help prevent forest fires, and California wasn't doing that, hence why they had such a bad fire. California doesn't go out and clean dead trees out and clean the dead there's literally companies that fucking $1 million companies that you can hire to do this. But that's not where your tax dollars go. They go to transgender drag story hour or whatever the fuck. How about taking a little bit of that tax money and using it to hire people to maintain the forest, to lower the risk of fire? What an idea. See, I could be the mayor. I could be the governor. It's not even hard. None of this shit is hard. Here's a problem. How do we solve it? Common sense is how we solve it. There's forest fires. All right, well, there's forest all over the world. Well, let's ask some of these people why they don't have forest fires like we do. Let's ask some of these other people. Maybe get on that phone and Google it. Hey, how do ways to prevent... I bet you could get on Google right now and you could Google ways to prevent forest fire and you would find all kinds of shit. AI would be telling you things. You'd have a list of different companies. You could click on their website and hire these people. No doubt in my mind that these things don't exist. So how come when Trump gets up and says it, everybody acts like it's crazy? It's not crazy. It's real. Pick up the leaf, Gavin. Gavin ought to get out there with a fucking rake himself, start raking up them leaves. See, they count on you being dumb. They know you. So when you hear Trump say that, they know you laugh and go, what? Because when you first hear it, your first reaction is, you can't do that. You can't go out in the fucking woods with a rake. You can't go. No, they have machinery. They have stuff. They have technology. You know, it's out. They're not out there with a rake from the dollar store in the forest. You fucking nut. But when you hear it, your brain goes, "That's so crazy." Like, we're gonna have people out raking the forest, picking up dead limbs and shit. But yes. And the more you think about it, the more you realize, wait, it doesn't even sound crazy at all. That sounds like total common sense. Like, it sounds so easy. It can't be that easy, but it is. It's literally that easy. And you do controlled burns, right? Like, they burn an area and they control all around it so it doesn't spread. They have ways to do that. So you can burn like a whole area of dead shit, burn it all down, get rid of it, and then the rest of the shit don't burn. There's so many things to do. So many ways. But then Gavin will be like, this guy says we're going to rape the forest. Like, what is he talking about? Doesn't that sound crazy? What is he talking about? Same with the homeless problem. Very easy to solve the homeless problem. For the most part. You know, there are some people that probably aren't drug addicts. They just made bad decisions in their life and now they live on the street. But a majority of these people got drug issues. We know that. So, to solve their problem, you're going to have to, and I know you're not going to like hearing this. I know you're going to start screaming Nazi. But you're going to have to go get them, put them in a car, take them down to the rehab facility against their will, and detox them off these fucking drugs and get them some help. And then once you get them off the drugs and get them sober and get them some help, then you can work on getting them a job, getting them a place to live. But if you give them the job and a place to live, they're just going to lose it all because they're a drug addict. You're not fixing the root cause of the problem, which is drug addiction. No, you want to focus on the exception to the rule. Once again, here's the exceptions to the rule. The homeless guy who just fell on hard times and he has no drug issues. He just fell on hard times. That's the exception to the rule. And that's what Democrats do. They focus on that. Well, I got a homeless, the mother with 3 children and a full. I heard Gavin Newsom on Adam Carolla's show talking about the single mother with a full-time job. She lives on the street. If you have a full-time job and you have to live on the street, see, Gavin's so fucking retarded, he don't even know how bad that sounds. He's sitting on a radio show going, the single mother with a full-time job who has to live on the street. My response to that is, why does a person with a full-time job have to live on the street in your state? What is going on in your state that people can't afford to live and have a house or an apartment or something with a full-time job? Another thing to think about. California has what I believe is a $20 minimum wage. Correct me if I'm wrong. So the full-time job person is making $20 an hour and they're living on the street. Does that make any sense? So either Gavin's making that up, this hypothetical person that doesn't really exist, or they do exist. And once again, what the fuck is happening in California that this person making $20 an hour working full-time cannot afford to have a place to live? What the fuck is happening, Gavin? I've made many mistakes and I've been broke and I have a place to live. Somehow I figure it out. Well, somebody sent you money to get this apartment. Yeah. Because I'm not a drug addict, you know, people will help you out when they realize you're not going to take the money and go buy fucking crack with it and alcohol with it. That's why nobody wants to help you out, because they realize what you're going to do with the money. And if they give you money, you're just going to make your life worse. So there's no point in giving you anything. You're not going to help yourself. You're not going to do shit with it. Why do you think these homeless people live in? You think they don't have family and friends? They've alienated all these people to the point where they have nobody left Nobody wants to help them because I guarantee you they've stayed on somebody's couch or whatever, and they've done something to fuck that up. Either they brought drugs in a person's house or stole from the person or something. I'm not buying this bullshit lie that all these people are just so hopeless. No, these people did this to themselves. And now they're in this fucked up position. They've alienated everyone around them. And I ain't talking about weed. I'm talking about serious shit. Ain't nobody living on the street because they smoke fucking weed. That's retarded. If you're addicted to weed to the point where you're home, like, what the fuck? I haven't smoked weed in like over a week. Get a grip. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm not on the corner somewhere trying to score it. Like, ooh, shaking like a leaf. Ooh. You don't withdraw off weed. It's not addicting. You know this because when you don't have it, it's just life goes on. Life goes on. I see people with drug addictions and how they panic and shit when they don't have this shit. Trust me, it's a very big difference between wanting something and not having it and craving something and not having it. It's a very big difference. You may want a delicious sandwich from Steak and Shake with the tallow fries, but you're not going to rob somebody to get the money to go get it. You're not addicted to the tallow fries and the hamburger. You say, you want the hamburger. It sounds so good. But you're not robbing the store to get the money to buy it. You see the difference? People love to... I've argued with people for years about this. People love to take addiction and wanting something, but like, well, I used to drink a lot of soda. Oh, you drink a lot. I'm not addicted to soda, though. I don't go bust an old lady upside the head to get a Coke. Like, hello? You can want something and not be addicted to it. Addiction is where you literally can't get off it. You have to go check yourself into rehab or something. Like, you're so fucked up. You need help to get off of the shit. Ain't nobody ever went to rehab because they drank a Coke or had a Big Mac. People crack me up, man. They every day. Well, people drink caffeine every day. Oh, fucking God. I know you've heard these arguments. Oh, people are addicted to coffee. When's the last time somebody busted an old lady in the head because he couldn't get some coffee? Doesn't happen. Everybody likes to lump all these drugs in together. No, drugs are different. Heroin, never tried it, but I assume it's a lot more addicting than weed or caffeine. Good Lord, people. It's not addiction to want something. It's addiction when you're fucking busting some guy's window in the middle of the night. I got to get in here. I bet he's got money in here. I'm going to get some money. I'm going to go to Starbucks. After I get done, I'm going to go get me a latte. I'm craving it. I'm craving a latte. It's like in Half-Baked, Bob Saget, rest his soul, when Dave Chappelle gets up on the stage and he's like, I'm addicted to weed. And they all start booing him. And they start throwing shit at him. And Bob Saget stands up and he's like, I sucked dick for coke one time. You never sucked no dick for no weed. And then Dave Chappelle left because he did. He realized, no, he didn't suck no dick for no weed. Ain't nobody living on the street for weed. Although I did see a video the other day of some girl in her car talking about how she was addicted to edibles. To like Delta 8 and shit. She was like addicted to it. And she was like fucking freaking out in her car because she didn't have any. It's like, bitch, chill the fuck out. What the fuck is... I've been smoking weed for 10 years. I've never felt that way. I've never, had a panic attack about it. It is what it is. I've had times where I quit for months because I had to get a job and I just quit. Because they drug test and I'm just quit then. If you can quit something to get a job, you're not addicted to it. Sorry, you're not. It's not how addiction works. That's why these people are living on the sidewalk, because they literally can't quit it. They can't. They're so, when they don't have it, they ache, body hurts. When you don't have an edible, you're in here aching. Oh. Didn't have one yesterday, ain't had one today. I'm feel fine. Feel fine. I would like one, but I'm not going to go rob an old lady, hit her with a brick, take her purse, and go get one. Same with these vapes. I keep hearing about how addicting these vapes are. The other day, went to work. I didn't hit the thing until 5 p.m. I got up at noon, got dressed, everything. I didn't hit my vape till 5 hours later. Ooh, what an addiction. Ooh, what an addiction. Oh, God. Can't live without that. One day you'll realize there is a difference between wanting things, liking things, and being addicted. You'll figure that out one day. It's like anytime I drink, and I rarely drink. I haven't drunk in 2 weeks or so. I don't know. It's been a while. I buy a bottle of tequila, and I buy it, and I'm like, yeah, we're going to drink tonight. And then I get home, and I don't. It just sits in the freezer forever. But I have this problem with people. Every time I drink with them, they act retarded. They like, well, they just tell me, they say dumb things to me, like I'll have a few, I'm not even drunk, and they'll be telling me like, hey, dude, calm down. Like, what are you talking about? Oh, you're drinking too much. I had one margarita. How's that too much? I'm not even drunk. And I know what it is. They know people in their life that have had alcohol. They've been alcoholics. So now you want to drink with them. It's like, oh, they start projecting that. Stop projecting that onto me. I grew up around alcoholics. I don't have that in my system. I don't want to be that. I have no desire to be like that. I don't like people like that. I don't drink to that. I can't remember the last time I was actually drunk. Buzz, yes. Drunk, it's been a while. It's been a long time. Because I don't drink to excess. I don't want to be out of control. I don't want to not know what I'm doing. I hear people, they drink and they wake up the next day, don't know what happened. That don't sound good to me. You don't know what happened? You don't know what you did last night? Not a good thing. It's just like the vape. You start vaping. I've only vaped for a couple of months. Start vaping. People are like, oh God, oh. And one day I won't even have one. I'll just quit. God forbid you do something for a little bit and then you just quit. God forbid. And everybody got to tell you their horror stories. Well, I started vaping and I just can't stop. I smoke like one a day. Like, God damn, son, one a day? Mine lasts me over a month. What the hell are you doing? I know people that go through a vape a week. How? How you smoke that much? How you that hooked on it? And this other shit y'all getting hooked on at the gas station, these pills they got now, what is this called? Hydrochlorine or whatever it's called. You know what I'm talking about. Never tried it, but I knew when I first saw it, it was bad. I seen it in the store one day, in the vape store, and I was like, what is that? And I was like, ew, that's probably really bad. It was like these little pills in these pouches, and I'm like, that's probably awful. Don't try that. I know what not to try and what to try. I know. I'm not retarded. I knew as soon as I saw those pills, I was like, that is awful shit. And then a few months later, all the horror stories on the internet, people addicted to it, hooked on it. People saying it, they took it to get off heroin, and it's worse than heroin. Of course it is.
It's another thing I argue with people about. They're like, well, I used to do this, but now I take this pill, and that, so you're addicted to the pill now. It's like people get off heroin, they get on methadone. So now you're addicted to methadone. I've known people in my life that, you know, they got pain pills when they were in a wreck. I knew a guy got pain pills, was in a wreck, real bad back. This was back when the doctors were giving the opiates out, and there was, you know, chaos. And he got hooked on all that shit. And then he got hooked on the meth. Then he had to get off the methadone to get off that. It's not good. Taking a drug to get off a drug is retarded. To me, that's retarded. You're not getting rid of your addiction. You're just replacing it with something else. All you're doing. Now, maybe that drug's better than the other one. I don't know. But why take any of it? Why start it to begin with? Are you that retarded? Who tries heroin? I don't understand. Who tries meth? Isn't the verdict in? Like when I saw those pills at the gas station, I was like, what is that? And I knew it was probably no good, but I got on and Googled it. What is this? Oh, this is terrible. This sounds terrible. Well, won't be trying that. On with my life. Why is that so hard? Somebody told me, oh, it's peer pressure. Am I the only person alive that isn't affected by peer pressure? It's never affected me. I've never understood. Even when I was a teenager, I would always hear about peer pressure. And even as a teenager, I would say, nobody can make me do anything I don't want to do. I don't give a fuck if I'm sitting around and everybody's doing it. I've been in situations where people was doing things and I said, no, I don't want to partake in any of that. It's not hard. And what's somebody going to do, laugh at you? What, you're not going to try crack? No, I'm not. Laugh it up, I guess. I don't want to try your crack. Call me a loser, I guess. I just don't. And what planet does that work where you're partying, you're sitting around, and they pull out some fucking meth, and everybody starts hitting the meth, and you're like, nah, that's not for me. Y'all enjoy, that's not for me. And then they bully you into doing it. They make fun of you, and you're like, well, I want to seem cool. What's cool about smoking meth? I don't even think that's cool. So how can you peer pressure me into doing something that I think is something losers do anyway? I've never understood peer. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand. Are you all that weak-minded that a bunch of people can just laugh at you for not doing meth and you'll just do it so you can fit in with a bunch of losers? What the fuck? Why do you want to fit in with people you don't even like anyway? You have nothing in common. They like doing meth, you don't. Nothing in common. Why not hang out with people that don't do meth? Why? No, I'll become a meth head so I can fit in. Wild to me. Peer pressure. See, it's always victim. I'm a victim. I was a victim of peer pressure. How about accountability? How about just say the truth? I really wanted to try it because it looked fun. Why not just say that? Why not just own it? Because that's why you did it. You didn't do it for peer pressure. You did it because it looked fun. You were like, well, why not? Because if you really didn't want to do it, no amount of peer pressure could make you do it. You want to do it. So all it takes is a little pushing. All it takes is somebody to go, come on, man. You'll be fine just one time. Do you think the people on the sidewalk got there because it's just a one-time thing? You think these things are one-time things? You just take a little hit of meth, just a one-time thing. See, you could smoke a blunt. You could be at a party, and somebody could pull out a blunt, and you could smoke that blunt. And the worst thing that would happen to you is you'd eat some Cheetos after. You'd order a pizza and play Gears of War or Call of Duty or something. Because you'd leave the party, you'd get stoned, you'd be like, why am I here listen to this horrible music surrounded by all these retards. I'm gonna go home and relax. That's what I'm gonna do. So you would leave immediately. Weed will make you realize, what am I doing here? Get the fuck out of this dump. I should be at home, where all my shit is, not here. Nothing worse than going to somebody's house and just having to stay there, stay the night. In somebody else's house. Got to cover up with a jacket because they didn't give you a blanket. You got your jacket. Cold. Shake it. I went up to somebody's house, stayed one time. Buddy of mine, it was such a mess in there. Fucking mess in there. There was nowhere to lay down that wasn't a mess. I ended up sleeping on the fireplace. Woke up in excruciating pain. Never sleep on bricks. You'll wake up feeling like you got hit by a bus. But it was the only clean place in the whole place. Because some people live like Indians. Hey, speaking of Indians, have you looked into Cairo, Egypt? I don't know if you looked into Egypt, but I was looking into Egypt last night. I saw a tweet, and I went down a rabbit hole about Egypt. Holy shit. What a dump that is, huh? Cairo, Egypt? Fucking dump. You would think the pyramids and shit be kind of fancy, but it's a dump. With sand and dust everywhere. It looks like shit. And for some reason, all over the rooftops of all these places is like just garbage and shit. Look it up. Go look it up. Cairo, Egypt. Look at the roofs of these buildings. It's just fucking debris all over the place. And then you'll say, I don't want these people coming to my country. I don't. Now, that's not racist. That's just me with my eyes looking at their country and going, no. Because if we bring all those people here, that's what this is going to look like. And I know that's true because look at San Francisco. Look at the places they're already at. And look how bad they start to look. Now, can't you see the difference in an immigrant coming from a nice place? You look at the place, you're like, oh, it's a nice place, nice guy. Most Americans don't have a problem with that person coming here because they come from a nice place, and you know they're. But if you're coming from a shithole, and then you come here, I see all these videos now of like Indians in Canada just throwing their garbage on the side of the road, throwing it in the river. 5 years from now, Canada is going to be such a dump. I'm telling you, Canada is going to look just like India. Because there's tons of videos of some Canadian guy rolling up on some Indian guy, just dumping garbage everywhere. That's what they do. They just throw their garbage on the side of the road. They don't care. That's the Indian culture. And you may disagree, but go look at India. Get a plane ticket and then fly on over. And don't go to the rich part. Don't go to the night, the area that they keep nice, where the real rich people live. Some liberal, we were talking about Cairo, Egypt, and some liberal was like, yeah, but if you zoom, she zoomed out of the picture, and then there was like a park, a nice green park, and it was surrounded all around it 360 by shanty hell. Shantytown hell, shithole city. But in the middle of this shithole city, there's a real nice park. It looked nice. But do people live in the park? No, they live in the shanty city. Just because you have a dump with a nice park in the middle of it, don't mean it's not a dump. And how about we go street level on the park? I'm just looking at the park on an aerial view. Can we get a street view? Will you head to the park with a camera and film? Can we see what's going on in the park? I bet there's some shit going on. Bring them all here. Fuck it. Bring every one of them here. Why not? They're doing it in Japan, too. I seen a picture of Japan on the subway. It was full of Indian guys. The whole train was full of Indian guys. What is with the Indians being shipped everywhere? It's just the craziest shit. Like in Europe, it's just Muslims. It's just fucking shoving Muslims in. In Canada, it's Indians. And I don't know what's... Australia's got a problem, too. I don't know if it's Muslims or Indians. Now, Japan's got Indians. What a mess. Deport all of them. Just send them all home. Legal, illegal, send them all home. For the most part. 99% go home. There's probably a few that can stay. We'll have to look at it at a case-by-case basis. But for the most part, you got to go home. We should send every Indian back to India with a box of trash bags, 120 bags in the box, and say, good luck. Clean that shit up. Smokey, the Indians are coming to build our country. We're stronger with them. That's weird. That's a weird thing to say, because I seen India and it looked like shit. How come those people ain't fixing their own country? If they're so goddamn great, why does their country look like shit? Well, there's places in America that look like shit. Glad you mentioned that. All ran by liberals. And it's the liberals who let the Indians in. So that argument don't work. It's just like when they say, well, red states, they have a lot of murders and stuff. Yeah, but if you take out the blue city and the red state, all the crime rates drop dramatically. Ain't that odd? You don't find that odd? Nothing odd about that? Canada's done. Thank God you got Trump. Quit complaining about Trump. You're lucky he won. You're so damn lucky. Like Trump said he's letting 600,000 Chinese students in. Okay, first of all, it's part of negotiation with China. It's trade negotiations going on. Second of all, Trump's got 1.6 million people deported from this country so far. He secured the border. I mean, goddamn. They see all these victories and they want to zero in on the one issue. They want to be 600,000 Chinese people. Okay, but that's part of a negotiation that's ongoing. And then they turned around and said it's not 600,000 additional. It was already planned that these people were to come here, and they're negotiating, and Trump's like, well, we're not going to let them come here. And then he's like, oh, I guess we will, because there's a negotiation happening. I know y'all don't understand what negotiation is, but it's happening, it's taking place, and it's a complex thing, you know, there's a lot of things to go over, you know. Now, I don't think we should let any of them in. Send them all back to China. But I also don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I don't know all the details about the ongoing negotiations, so I take a wait-and-see approach. Just wait and see what happens. Remember when Trump said he was going to take over Gaza and y'all freaked out about it and it never happened and everybody just moved on? Like, you don't got to panic just because somebody says something. Because maybe it's part of negotiation. Maybe there's a reason he's saying these things. Maybe you should just let the process play out. Stop panicking. Stop having a nervous breakdown. And I watched Netanyahu interview the other day. I finally watched the interview he did with Patrick Bet-David. And once again, I don't see what the problem with the guy. I mean, why am I supposed to hate this guy? Why am I supposed to hate Israel? I don't understand. They're committing a genocide. They suck at committing genocide. They really suck at it because they've been at it for what, 3 years? They ain't killed all these people yet. It can't be hard to commit genocide. It actually can't be that hard just to indiscriminately kill everybody. It sounds like a real easy thing to do. You just bomb the shit and just bomb and bomb. I mean, you just don't stop and just kill everybody. But I keep hearing there's still millions of Palestinians. I thought they were being genocided. Shouldn't they all be dead by now? It's weird. And they still have hostages. It's just a weird thing, you know. You can attack a country and I'm with you on why did the military stand down? Like, how did that happen? Why didn't there's a lot of questions surrounding that, but it happened. You could say, well, it seems something's fishy here. Like, did Israel let the attack happen as a pretext for war? Totally believable. I can buy into that. I can buy into that plausible theory because it makes sense. Here's the problem. You can say that, but then when you turn around and you like downplay terrorism, well, now I realize I'm talking to a fucking lunatic. All your criticisms of Israel are not based in any logical reason. They're based in hatred. Now, you may disagree, but I've talked to you enough. That's the vibe you give off to me, that you hate Israel. So everything you say about Israel, I have to question it because you have showed me a clear bias that I can't ignore. When you downplay October 7th and act like it was no big deal, you got some serious hate towards Israel and towards Jewish people. There is no reason to downplay that. You don't have to do that, but you choose to do it. And all of you do it. I seen a post today. I haven't seen any evidence that anyone was raped or beheaded on October 7th. What kind of argument is that? We know people were murdered. Is murder worse than rape? Yes. Is murder worse than a beheading? Kind of the same thing. It's the same thing. So, first of all, why would Israel lie about people being raped? People were murdered, and you cannot deny that. That's bad enough. Why would they have to lie about rapes? If rapes didn't take place, why lie about it? What's the motive for Israel to lie about it? Have you thought about it? Do any of you ever question the things you believe? I don't think you do. Because I listen to y'all talk and I start asking questions, and none of you ever seem to have answers for my questions. You just end up getting mad and say I'm shilling for Jews or some dumb shit. Even though I've done entire streams making fun of Jews, you seem to think I just don't hate them. That's all it is. I just don't hate Jewish people. I don't hate Israel. I don't love Israel. I don't love Jewish people. I'm indifferent to them. I don't really care. They're goofy. It's a goofy religion, but it's their right they can have whatever religion they want. I don't care. They want to iron the kitchen table to make it kosher. More power to them. They want to take a blowtorch to the inside of the oven to make it, whatever, bro, whatever. You want to put a line around the neighborhood and pretend like you're tricking God. We're not allowed to go outside on Sunday, so we put a line around the neighborhood, and so we pretend it's outside. And you're like, you think God doesn't know? You think you're fooling God? And then they go, we're not fooling God. That's not what we're trying to do. But it seemed like that's what you're trying to do. If God said don't go outside on Sunday and you're outside, do you think God doesn't know you're outside because you put a string around the neighborhood and you pretend the string makes it inside? You're like treating God like he's retarded. And let's say it's all real, right? You get up to heaven. God's there. You think he's not going to bring this up? You think God's not going to bring this one up? Like, hey, remember I said don't go outside on Sundays? Yeah, I remember that. I didn't. You're going to lie to God, ain't you? You're going to say, I didn't go outside on Sunday, God. God will say, well, and they're going to have the ultimate satellite footage of you. They're going to have you walking outside on a Sunday. And you're going to say, no, I had a wire around the neighborhood. And then God's going to go, oh, didn't know that. Well, you got me on that one. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. They believe this shit. I want to interview a Jew. I want a Jew to come on here and explain this shit to me. Explain the logic behind all this dumb shit y'all do. See, if you said, you guys just are not good at this stuff. You're not. You need to listen to me. I help you. I help you out big time. When you talk about, let me tell you how you should have handled this. October 7th happens. You immediately condemn it. It's horrible. You never defend it. You never downplay it. Very simple. Then, when you bring up questions, when you go, now, how come the Israel military didn't, why did it go on so long? Why were these terrorists allowed to roam the country for hours? A country that's really small. I think it's the size of New Jersey, maybe smaller than that. Totally valid questions. Here's the problem, though. You ask these valid questions, and then somebody like me can just go, what's your thoughts on October 7th? And you'll go, well, I don't defend it, but, you'll make all these excuses. And then nobody takes you serious after that. Because you just seem like a Hamas supporter. And then people from Israel go, yeah, that guy just supports terrorism. And then we see you literally do. We see you do. We ask you about October 7th, and you support terrorism. And then I'm like, well, I guess the Israelis were telling the truth, because here he is right here. I'm talking to the guy, and he's defending it. I could take you more serious if you weren't defending terrorism. Then I could see you as a reasonable, logical, normal person who just noticed some things and you want to have a conversation about it. But that's not you. You hate Jews. That's okay. You can hate Jews. I don't give a shit. But when you're going to speak to me, I ask for one simple thing. This is the only thing. You don't have to. A lot of people want to make shit up to make themselves feel better. You don't have to agree with me. You have to talk to me with some respect. You actually don't have to. If you want to be an asshole, I could be an asshole better than you, so we can play that game if you'd like. But if you show me respect, I'll show you respect. I match energy. But the one rule I have, you're not going to come in here and bullshit me. You're not going to sit there and bullshit me about what you believe. Be honest. If you hate Jews, say that. And then we can discuss why you hate Jews. But every time they're called on it, I don't have a problem with Jews. I just have a problem with Israel. That's funny, though, because I read your timeline and I saw these tweets where you're not saying Israel. You're specifically saying Jews. And you're saying Jews run the media. Jews run this. Jews run that. Seems like you have a problem with Jews in general. Because what do Jews running the media have to do with the country of Israel? Because what you're saying is Israel runs the world. Ian Malcolm, I said this to Ian Malcolm today. It's like, you think Israel runs the world? No, I don't. Well, could have fooled me, Ian. Could have fooled me based on everything I've read you say. The vibe I get off of you is that you believe that. So if you don't like that people think that way about you, maybe you should reflect on some of the things you've said over the years. I didn't just come up with that idea about you just off the top of my head. I didn't just make it up. I read your shit. When you tell me that the Israeli government controls the president and controls our Congress, you are telling me, I mean, America runs the fucking world. You're hinting that Israel runs the world. That's what you're hinting at. But they know how silly it sounds. That's why when you call them on it, they're like, I didn't say that. No, I don't believe that. I don't hate Jews, because they know how bad it looks. It's like Jake Shields. A couple years ago, he was getting mad that some guy called him a Nazi, and then he fought the guy and put him in a chokehold and shit. He was all bent out of shape because they were calling him a Nazi. Now he praises Hitler. Figure that shit out. Some guy calls you a Nazi, you get mad about it. A couple years later, you're praising Hitler. So what was you mad about? Why was you mad? Seemed like he hit the nail on the head. You're clearly a Nazi. You know, the word Nazi gets flown around a lot, but if you are praising Hitler, I'm going to consider you a Nazi. I mean, you're praising Hitler. You're constantly talking about Jews all day. You're a Nazi. You're an actual Nazi. We found one. There you are. The liberals have been screaming about it. I've been looking around. Where are they at? There they are. Ain't that funny? Liberals for 8 years screaming about Nazis. You couldn't find one. You was looking around. You was like, where are all these Nazis? I don't see them. And now here they are. Now they're all... Whose fault is that? It's the liberals' fault. Now there are Nazis. And now when people say, hey, what's with all these Nazis? People just roll their eyes and go, because you've dumbed the word Nazi down. It doesn't mean anything anymore. Now we have actual Nazis. Now, it's so funny. I've been saying, cry wolf. You've been crying wolf. And now there's a wolf. And nobody cares. Nobody cares. Everybody just goes, whatever. Did it to yourself. I didn't even mention Christmas. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, you want to talk about the Holocaust? You think I won't talk about the Holocaust? You people crack me up. When are you going to accept that I'm not afraid to talk about any subject? Why do you think I'm banned off? Why do you think I've been banned off so many things? You think I got banned for being politically correct? I was banned for talking about the election. I didn't even believe, I kind of believe it was stolen now, to be honest with you. But back then I didn't. And I wasn't even allowed to debate it. I was banned for just debating it and taking the side that it wasn't rigged and debating the MAGA guy. And they banned me for debating him. Just because I allowed it to be discussed. I was banned. Think about that. You can't even discuss this shit. The Holocaust definitely happened. Now, how many people died in it? I don't fucking know. It wasn't there. Is history full of misleading information? Yep. But there's plenty of pictures of the Holocaust. People died. So, once again, here we go with this same type of argument where we're downplaying something, where we're something that's clearly bad, that we've seen pictures of, that's awful, downplaying it. Why? Why? It doesn't help you. If you want people to criticize Israel and to look at Israel and to look at Mossad and these things, the best advice I can give you is drop this stupid bullshit. Drop this hateful bullshit that the Jews use against you.
The Jews use that shit against you. Oh, look at this guy questioning if the Holocaust happened. And then people go, oh, that guy's not serious. Because everyone's seen pictures, right? So everyone knows it happened. Now, I know your argument is, well, it happened, but it wasn't as bad as it was made out to be. That's your argument, but you're just jumping. You got to pick a hill to die on, bro. You've got to know. You've got to read the room and pick your hills to die on. And I'm sorry, but the Holocaust ain't the hill to die on. You're not going to be able to convince majority of the population that the Holocaust didn't happen when they've seen pictures. They can actually go to the camps, look at them. It's going to be very hard to convince people that didn't happen. This is why you've all pivoted from it didn't happen to it did happen, but the numbers were inflated. Notice the pivot. See, I've been around a long time. I'm 38. I used to debate people on these topics when I was a teenager. I've seen the pivot from the Holocaust didn't happen to it happened, but the numbers were inflated. This is a pivot. This is because you've realized that telling people the Holocaust didn't happen doesn't work. It causes people to just dismiss you as a lunatic. So now you're trying to go, well, maybe it did happen, but, the numbers were inflated and But if the focus is Israel, why not focus on Israel? See, once again, this is a problem. You want people to think, I'm against Israel. I'm not against Jews. I'm against Israel. Then you turn around and tell me the Holocaust was inflated. You know what I mean? Like, you're not doing yourselves any favors by doing this. And unless you can prove it beyond a shadow of a doubt, it's best to not even go down that road if you can't really make the case. Like strong, I'm talking a strong fucking case. And you can't. And nobody's even going to listen to your case that you try to make because they're just going to roll their eyes and see you as a Jew hater because you are denying the Holocaust. Something that everyone has seen pictures of. And these were pictures. There wasn't AI. There wasn't Photoshop. Pictures of dead bodies stacked. We've seen it. You can go to Auschwitz and see the camp. It's going to be real hard to convince people it didn't happen. So why even go down that road? If the whole point is you want to criticize Israel for what they're doing right now, why are you back in the 40s arguing about the Holocaust? And every time you do it, I'm telling you right now, everybody just looks at you as a Nazi. They just look at you as a Jew hater. That's what they look at you. And anything you say after is dismissed. Now, knowing this, why not just move on from that topic altogether and focus on other topics that you can actually prove and make a case for? Maybe people will listen. But you've already destroyed your credibility by going down these rabbit holes that nobody believes, and it's just not going to work. It's just like October 7th. As soon as you downplay October 7th, as soon as you act like it was justified, I dismiss everything you say. I don't trust you to talk about Israel because you clearly have a problem with Jews. It's like you can't debate black issues with the Klan because there's a clear bias and you're not going to get any objectivity. Just like you can't debate black issues with some fucking mind-fucked Black Panther person. You know what I mean? This goes both ways. There's people on both sides of this that you just can't. It's a waste of time to even talk to them. And you just ask a few questions and you can determine who they are real quick. I've done it many times. What are your thoughts on October 7th? So all I need to ask you to find out whether you hate Jews or not. Because if you don't hate Jews, you're going to say that shit was horrible, awful. And then what you're going to say is, but did you know Israel's military stood down and let that happen? And then I'm going to say, tell me more. Because you're not a Jew hater. I don't have this Jew hater vibe off you. Now I want to hear more of what you got to say because you're coming from you seem to be coming from an objective place. I'm not going to debate George Floyd with a member of the Klan. You know what I mean? This is what it is, man. If I don't see you as objective, why even have the conversation
about anything. You're not going to be objective about any of it. You don't even believe the Holocaust happened. So you have a clear issue with Jews, bro. And that's okay. You can have that. I don't care. It's a free country. But when I call you anti-Semitic, don't pretend like I'm some mind-fucked Israeli puppet or something. Just grow up, you fucking fag. You're clearly anti-Semitic. Okay? I don't throw that word around just to throw it around. Clearly, you hate Jews. And I support your right to hate the Jews. I support you. You have that right. But I don't have to go along with it. And I'm not an Israeli puppet because I don't go along with your delusions. If me and you sit and debate for an hour and you just can't convince me of your argument, that doesn't make me controlled by Israel. I work at a grocery store. I'm a normal person. I don't get paid by any political groups to say anything. So I have no reason to lie about any of it, which is why I'm so brutally honest. I don't have a reason to lie. I don't care if people unsub. I don't care. I'm not a slave to anything. I'm not a slave to my own audience. I'm not a slave to some government. I'm not a slave to some company that I work for that pays me to make videos. None of that. I'm free. But you go listen to all these other bigger channels that you think they don't get paid. Okay. You keep thinking that. You keep thinking that people don't payroll these motherfuckers on both sides of these arguments. It's just like, people like to talk about Israel's, propaganda. Oh, yeah, 100% Israel has a lot of propaganda. 100%. There ain't a government in this world that doesn't participate in propaganda. Here's where you lose me, though, because then I ask you, do you believe there's any propaganda coming out of Gaza? Any Palestinian propaganda? Nope. That doesn't exist. Well, that right there shows me you have no IQ whatsoever. If you really think that in a war, we're talking about a war between two countries, you're telling me that propaganda doesn't come from both sides of a war? Have you ever studied war throughout history? Propaganda during a war is part of war. And you're going to have it coming out of Gaza, and you're going to have it coming out of Israel. I don't believe none of this shit I hear. They're starving people in Israel, in Gaza. That's weird, because I seen a fat bitch. I seen a video of a fat bitch in Gaza. How you be fat if you're starving? How can there be a fat bitch? Explain it. How are there fat people in Gaza if there ain't no food? Then I ask another question. Well, what about Hamas taking the stuff? I've seen it. I've seen video of it. Does that not happen? See, this idea that Hamas is like angels or something, it's a terrorist organization. They don't hide it. They're not pretending they're not. They're open about it. If you don't like Israel, that's totally fine, but you like Hamas? Like you're taking Hamas side? It's just weird. It's a weird thing. I remember October 7th when they started bringing those hostages into Gaza and they had videos of the streets full of people. They were cheering. All those Gazan people were cheering for it. Now they want to play victim. Now that they're getting bombed to hell, now they want to cry victim. You didn't look like a victim when you were cheering in the street when that woman was in the back of that truck with her neck broke. You didn't, you were fucking celebrating that. Now, I'm sure there are people there that they don't want to be there, but it's just where they are. And they don't support any of the stuff going on, but they really can't do nothing about it. I understand that. But when you attack a country, they're going to attack you back. That's life. And you attacked a bigger country, like you attacked a country that's way bigger than you, has more weapons than you. I mean, what'd you think was going to happen?
And Netanyahu's like, we are going to take Gaza over and occupy it. We're done with this. Makes sense. You know, like I said, if I became a liberal tomorrow, I'd be the best liberal you ever seen. My arguments would be so solid. Same goes for Israel. You know, I can make way better anti-Israel arguments than any of you. That's the funniest part about it. Like, if I was you, my focus would be on, where was the military on October 7th? That's what I'd be hammering all the time. Where was that military? Why did these terrorists run rampant on the country and nobody stopped it? Like, why was it allowed to go on for so long? That's what I'd be fucking focused on. Because that's something that you can question. And that's something that people will hear and go, yeah, that's interesting. I wonder why. Why didn't the military get sent? Like, why did these terrorists just roam free for hours? What happened? Focus on that and get away from the Holocaust.
Turn back time.
Weird.
What's everybody talking about? Socks. Oh, Trump socks. Get Trump off. Get them ankles off the screen. Enough with the ankles. You just stared at that picture of Trump's ankles for like 116 minutes, and now you know what it feels like to be a liberal. Now you know. That's what they do all day. Just stare at the ankles, analyze the ankle, zooming in on a hand, on a bruise on a hand and shit. Hey, where was all this when Biden was president? Where was this analysis and zooming in? And it's crazy. Yeah, you got some people fat, and then some people, they do look like they're starving. What does that tell you? It tells me that Hamas is still in the food. That's exactly what that is. These Hamas motherfuckers, they do, all that shit Israel says is true. They do embed themselves in the civilian population and use the civilians as like human shields. That's what they do. Remember when they said Israel bombed that hospital, and then we found out that it actually Hamas bombed it, and there was video of the missile coming out of Gaza and then misfiring and landing on the hospital, and people still push that lie, bro. Even though it's debunked, and there's fucking video of the missile going up and coming. I mean, it doesn't matter if you debunk lies. People just don't care. They don't care. They literally don't give a shit. I seen a guy on Twitter today saying Trump made fun of a disabled reporter. Man, you know how many times that's been debunked? It's so dumb, man. And because we take the time to look into shit and figure out what's really going on, why is he doing this? Apparently we're dumb because we look into things and want to know if you know the truth behind it, instead of just panicking and losing our mind because we're told something. And it may look that way to our eyes, but when we look into it and we learn more, we start to realize, oh, looks can be deceiving. Remember that. Never judge a book by its cover. Voxer, should I bring you back to the Discord? Have you calmed down? I gave you some time. Take a break. You're unhinged. Completely unhinged. Are you ready to return? Mayor Larson, he runs a tight ship over there. Sheriff Raven, he's built a whole cabinet over there, Larson. He got a whole fucking cabinet.
I'm the deep state. That's my role. I'm deep state. I'm David fucking Rockefeller. I'm in the shadows pulling strings. I don't even have a title. I'm not a sheriff. I'm not a mayor. I'm just some guy in the shadows. Just like the world really works. And I have the most power in the shadows. But you don't see me. I wonder why he picked mayor and not like governor or something. Interesting, he became the mayor. My girl's on her way over here, so I'll be live till she gets here, and then we're leaving, going. I'll probably be back tonight, stream some Gears, though. I haven't played Gears in like 2 days. I'm itching to play. But I didn't want to get out of bed. The bed is so comfortable, the blanket. It's so warm and stuff. Oh, man. Blanket. Keeps the head warm. It's crazy how people like. I seen a video of some dude the other day, some black dude in like Chicago or something, in a full-on hoodie, had a ski mask on, and it was like, and some guy in the video was like, it's 90 fucking. Some black guy came up to him, he's like, it's 90 fucking degrees out here. Why the fuck are you dressed like that? He's like, get the fuck out of here. He's like, well, you out here gonna rob somebody or something, man? It's hot as shit. It's 90 fucking degrees out here, man. And you dress like that, you look goofy as shit. Oh, it's so funny. Because you know he thought he was hard as shit. He had a ski mask on, a hoodie. It's like 94 degrees outside. It's hot as fuck. It was that day that was like super fucking hot. Remember that day a couple weeks ago? It was hot as fuck. You could barely breathe outside. And this motherfucker's, I'm telling you, full black sweatpants, hoodie, black ski mask. Bad enough to be wearing a hoodie, but all black? Oh, God. And he thought it was hard, and some other dude come up and just start punking him. That's why these dudes end up in prison. They think they're so hard, and next thing you know, they're in prison getting butt fucked by some dude in a cell. Because you're not hard. You listen to some rap music, you got riled up, you put your ski mask on, you went out to the neighborhood. I run the block. Remember now, black people run the block. You don't run your own house, though. People come in your house, you can't shoot them, but if you walk on the block, you can get shot. I know it doesn't make any sense, but that's just the way it is. Fascinating, ain't it? Don't step foot on my block or you'll get shot. That's reasonable to the blacks. Totally reasonable to the black. What is wrong with the blacks? Jesse Lee Peterson's right. What is wrong with them? You see that fucking mayor in Chicago? That black mayor in Chicago? Oh my God. What the fuck's wrong with him? He was like saying, telling people to go out in the streets and like fight. If Trump sends the National Guard, like, you got to go out and defend these streets. Like, he's insane. I can't wait till they send the National Guard into Chicago. I can't fucking wait. Trump said he's doing it. Do it. I can't fucking wait to watch this shit show play out. To watch this dumbass mayor make a fool of himself. You think the people are going to fight the National Guard? No, they're not. It's going to be just like D.C. Going to be little old ladies getting interviewed, and they're going to be like, it's so nice. It ain't been this nice in forever. Oh, my God. Thank you, Trump. And there'll be tons of black interviews, old black ladies, normal black guys going, this is nice. I can go to work. I ain't got to worry about getting carjacked. It's nice. And then you'll turn on the news, and there'll be some liberal hyperventilating about how black people are in danger or something. Black people are in danger from each other. You're in danger from each other. And us white people we're gonna save you from yourselves. All right? So just sit back, let us save you from yourself. You're unhinged, and we're here to save you. There's normal black people that are living in hell. We're going to pull them out of hell. We don't have to. We could just focus on our red areas and make them better. But out of the kindness of our hearts, we're going to go into the blue areas and liberate them from hell. What a kind thing to do. If Trump was really racist, he wouldn't give a fuck about those black people killing each other all the time. He wouldn't care. That's real racism. When blacks are killing each other and you got other black people crying out saying, please make it stop, do something, get some police out here, please. And you ignore all those black people. If it's so damn racist, how come other black people saying the same shit? That's what I used to think all this shit people say is racist until I started realizing tons of black people say it too. It can't be racist. It can't be racist if other black people say the same shit and agree. Are they racist too? This idea that like black people are racist against themselves is dumb. That's dumb too. That doesn't make any sense. T. West is about to be liberated from the tyranny that he lives under in Illinois. And then some liberals in the park at noon taking a picture. Kanye West isn't racist against black people. What has Kanye West said that's racist against black people? Let's discuss it. Let's break it down. Give me something he said. We'll see if it's racist. Slavery was a choice. Kind of was. I mean, when you realize black people from Africa chose to enslave their fellow black men and put them on those ships, was that not a choice? Is it not a choice to be a slave and not rise up and fight back? You're making a choice. Well, you could die if you rise up. Yeah. Which is why you choose not to. Still a choice. You can choose to die. You can choose to be free and die, or you can choose to be a slave and live. Still a choice. The Hitler song was made to troll. Listen to the lyrics. You don't even listen to the lyrics. I'd play it for you here, but we'd be banned if I played it and analyze the lyrics. But it's very simple to understand why he made that song. It's in the beginning of the song. Won't let me see my children. Got all this money. Can't see my kids. So fuck it. I'm gonna be a Nazi. All my friends are Nazis. The only people that fuck with Kanye are Nazis. Everyone else has alienated him. I warned about this years ago. I said, if you alienate these people and you push them away, they have no choice but to go into the open arms of the only people that will accept them. And if that's Nazis, well, then that's Nazis. If everyone around you is attacking you, keeping your children from you, and then these people are like, hey, man, we're with you. You're going to be with them. This is the way, that's human nature. That's the way it is. Very few people can overcome something like that. From being alienated from society, and the only group, and then you have to get with these other alienated people, and you have this in common. You're hated. Did you have Jewish people, trying to put you in a fucking, they put him in a mental institution, and he was all bent out of shape about that? The Hitler song was made to get attention. If you're not going to let me see my kids and you're going to keep treating me like this, then fuck it. I guess I'm a Nazi. It's in the lyrics. It's in the lyrics. Do people not actually listen to songs and try to understand what the people are saying in them, or they just dance? This is kind of catchy. It is catchy. I'll tell you that. It is a catchy song. But Kanye made it. It's going to be catchy. I'm not even a Nazi, and sometimes I hear it in my head. I'm not even a Nazi. This is a catchy song. Is Kanye really a Nazi, though? Probably not. Probably not. Is he angry, though? Yep, he's angry. And this is the way he sees to get back at all these people that he feels has fucked him over, is to put out this Nazi song and piss them off. Because he's pissed off at them. I've never heard the Cousin song. I don't know nothing about that. Kanye's definitely mentally ill. But is he a Nazi? I don't think so. He's a broken man who's been broken. I mean, he married into that Kardashian family. I mean, it drove. Look what it did to Bruce. Look at Bruce. Look at fucking Bruce. Look at the state of Bruce. So you got a mentally ill man who doesn't get to see his children, and he's just spiraling out of control. He's angry, and he's went down some rabbit hole, and he's blaming the Jews. And he's got like Jewish people, like they're all the people that are like fucking with him behind the scenes are Jews. So he's just falling into all this, like, oh, fucking Jews. And you don't know what other things behind the scenes he's been dealing with. You don't know. You don't know. I mean, one day he claims he's a Nazi, and then the next he'll say, I'm not a Nazi. My bad. He's trolling. I don't think he even sees a reason to live. I think he's lost his family. He's lost his kids. And he just fucking... He's spiraling out of control. And the more he spirals out of control, it's not like people are going to let him see his kids as he's spiraling. It's counterproductive behavior if your goal is to see your children, but he's mentally ill. I mean, what do you expect? This is not a sane person. That's why he's so talented, because he's fucking crazy. When you're that talented, you're fucking crazy. Just part of the thing. It's the curse you have to live with. You have all this talent, but you're insane. And whose fault is all this, by the way? Liberals. There wasn't Nazis running around like crazy 10 years ago. Now we got all these Nazi people. Because of liberals. I understand it. I mean, I do understand the mindset. I get it. I totally get it. I don't agree with it, but I get it. I fully understand these people. I know what they've went through. I know why they are the way they are. I understand why they believe it. I get it. You may not get it, but I get it. You've been lied to your whole life. You've grew up. You've realized everything you've been told is a lie. And now you question everything. And now you question the Holocaust. You question the Nazis. You question all of it. Like, you feel like you've been lied to. You're looking around. Your country's getting overran with illegal aliens and shit. And you're just like, what the fuck? And so you start thinking, well, damn, maybe Hitler had a point. And that is because you've been lied to by these other people. You trusted these people and they lied to you. So now you start to question everything they've ever said to you. Now you're questioning World War II, and you're questioning everything. I get it. Makes total sense to me. And I blame the Democratic Party. And, you know, go back and watch my content over the years, and you'll see me talking about this. You'll see me warning about how this is you're gonna have people that just don't even care about being called a Nazi anymore because they've dumbed the word down so much. Nobody even cares. Well, that's where we're at. Somebody calls you a Nazi, you don't care. You just roll your eyes. And then real Nazis, they're able to just kind of be out in the open now because everyone's called a Nazi. You've also tried to bully people into submission, and I warned you about this years ago that that's only going to last for so long. If you've ever been bullied, you know there comes a point where you eventually fight the bully. You fight him, and then that's the end of the bully, and you beat his ass, and that's the end of it. And so that's where we're at with these liberals. Like, we're tired of getting bullied, and now we're smacking them around. People don't care what they have to say. They don't care. You know, you let the bully you. God, here's my lunch money, or oh God, I'll just. And then one day you say, I've had enough. I don't even care. And that's where people are with the liberals. They don't care. They're just going to say what they want to say, do what they want to do, and they don't care what this fucking person thinks about it. They don't care how mad this person gets. They don't care about the mean things he might say or whatever. Nobody cares. Can only bully somebody for so long, unless they're a punk. A punk you can bully for life, but a normal person at some point gonna knock you in the mouth. What, am I gonna go my whole life letting this guy bully me? I'm gonna give him my lunch money. I mean, what the fuck I look like? I'm gonna fight him. He beats my ass, I beat his ass, whatever. He'll know that next time he comes for this lunch money, he gonna have to fight for it. And every time he come for it, he gonna have to fight. Every time you come get this lunch money, you gonna have to throw hands. So just get ready for that. Ain't no bully want to do that. So he gonna move on to somebody else to bully. He ain't gonna want to fight. Even if he could beat your ass, he don't want to fight you every fucking time. Because you gonna get some shots in. Every time he want your $5 out of your pocket, he gotta go fight you for it. Ain't nobody trying to do that. Why do that when I can go over to this dork and take his $5 and he won't do nothing about it? This is why when somebody tries to bully you, you just hit them. You must make it clear this won't be tolerated, and then it'll be over with. Would you rather be gay or crippled? Crippled. I mean, you still get to fuck with women if you're crippled. If you're gay, you just gotta suck dick. Yeah, your legs work, but you gotta suck dick. And fuck dudes in the butt and stuff. And that's okay, I guess, if you're into it. But if you're not into it, but you had to make a choice, you're a straight man, and a genie comes down and says, all right, you can either be gay or be crippled. Oh, fuck. And then you might get AIDS or monkeypox or something. Oh, man. And the thing about being crippled is Elon's about to cure that shit anyway, so I don't even think you're going to be crippled that much longer anyway. Elon working on that with the brain chip. I know everybody's scared of the brain chip, but if you are crippled, maybe, you should get it, right? Like, if you can't move from the neck down, maybe you should take your chances with the fucking brain chip. I would. If I'm paralyzed from the neck down and this billionaire genius guy's like, I got a brain chip, we think you can make it so we can walk again. Take my chances. What the fuck? What's the alternative? Never walking again? Although it could be like the LASIK surgery. The LASIK surgery. Look up the horror stories about LASIK surgery. It's horrible. Like there could be long-term effects you don't know about. Like the LASIK surgery, like people get it and then it's good for like a year or two, but then after a while, they start to have serious problems. Some people have killed themselves. Look it up. Some people have killed themselves over it. That's how bad it is. Crazy. All because you don't want to wear glasses. Ain't that crazy? Think about that for a minute. Think about you wear glasses, people make fun of you, whatever, I don't know. And then you decide, all right, I'm going to get LASIK eye surgery so I got to wear these glasses no more. And you get the LASIK eye surgery and you don't got to wear the glasses. And then, oh, that's great. And everybody's like, oh, that's cool. You don't wear the glasses. And then a couple years later, you just put a gun in your mouth and blow your fucking brains out because your eyes hurt so fucking bad you can't even take it. Ain't that crazy? All because you didn't want to wear fucking glasses. That's crazy. Never get a surgery that is unnecessary. Like, you can just wear glasses. You'll be all right. I don't even wear my eyes. I just have a eye. Just you know, I just have a lazy eye. You know, I could get glasses and fix that, but you know, I don't really care. So it's definitely not something I'm gonna go get some risky surgery to fix. That's crazy. Let me get this risky surgery on my eyeball so my eye will look right. And then people won't make fun of me. Well, first of all, if you make fun of the blind, you're a loser anyway. I don't value your opinion when you make fun of the blind. You're not a good person, so I don't care what you have to say. I mean, you got one good... I don't know a lot about ear surgery, so I don't know. I'd have to look into that. Yeah, never get plastic surgery. That's all terrible. Some people need it. Some people have, like, serious injuries or something. That's what plastic surgery is for. Like, you have a serious injury, and, you know, they try to make it look better, and it don't look good, right? But it looked better than it did, right? You see the before and after, you're like, oh, God, man, good thing you got that surgery because your whole fucking cheek was ripped off. And it doesn't look that good now, but it looks better than it would have. That's the time for a plastic surgery. Not my nose is a little... Although I've seen some women that have got nose jobs, and I'm like, oh, it looks better, but that's rare. It's very rare to see someone that got plastic surgery, and you're like, oh, wow, that's an improvement. Very rare. Tim Pool took the beanie off on that one guy's podcast. It was funny. I was like, you take the beanie off? I'll pay you right now. He's like, yeah. He got paid to take the beanie off. What a scam, by the way. Man, why didn't I think of that? Fuck. I should have kept a hat on. Man. You see how easy it is to use your all's stupidity against you? It is so easy to make money off your stupid asses. Because that's an example right there. It's like, I could put a, let's say I start YouTube and I wear a hat all the time. And then over the years, whatever, eventually y'all going to be going, hey, man, why don't you ever take your hat off? And then, you know, you see I have hair on the sides of my head, whatever. You see that. You see hair on the back. And then you start speculating. He bald under that hat. And then I'm like, nah. Eventually, someone's going to pay me to take the hat off. Ain't that crazy? That if I wear the hat long enough, I can get paid to take it off. You know how stupid y'all are to pay for something like that? And you would. It's crazy. I think he paid him thousands of dollars to take the beanie off on his show. Like, what? And if Tim would have turned it down, I'd have been like, wow, you're a fucking loser. He took it off, though. I give him that. Like, you a real loser if you don't take that hat off. And some guy's like, here's $1,000. Take it off right now. I'll set this hat on fire. I mean, goddamn. I'll set this hat on fire right now. If you don't show your face long enough, you could people pay you to reveal your face. I fucked up. I should have did a faceless channel, and I should have wore a hat. Damn it. I could have made some money to take the hat off. And then I would have acted like I'm insecure about taking the hat off. I'd have been like, can y'all stop bringing it up? I don't want to take my hat off. And I have like a mini nervous breakdown. Like, I'm not, maybe I cry a little bit. Like, I'm not taking my hat off. So just stop asking. I'm here to talk politics. I'm not here to talk about my head. Respect my privacy. And then that would cause people to go even crazier. And then after a while, I kind of lighten up a little bit. And I'm like, fine, you know, if you pay me, I'll take the hat off. And then people go, oh, yeah. Let's get the hat off. What's wrong with my roof? Looks totally fine to me. What are you talking about? It's a roof. It's a ceiling. It looks like tons of other ceilings. Like, what's he talking about? I don't want to grow my hair. It gets on my nerves. Not the appearance, just in general. It's just annoying. When it starts to get too long, it's like, ugh. It's uncomfortable. I'm just trying to figure out what he's talking about. I don't see nothing. What am I supposed to be seeing? I don't know. Does anyone know? Oh, I could get paid to grow my hair, but then I'd have to deal with having it'd be annoying. It would just get on my nerves. We'll find something to eat. I'm getting off this shit. See, they caught some boat full of drugs coming out of Venezuela, and Trump had the military blow it up. and then Parr, you know, Parr's gonna be like, "Oh God, oh!" It's the same guy that was like, "Let's escalate a war with Russia." Same guy. If you blow up the drug cartel's boats, oh God, they might nuke us. Oh, they don't have nukes. Never mind. Nothing to worry about. Well, the cartels might carry out attacks in our country. Well, that'd be a bad idea. I wouldn't recommend doing that. I wouldn't recommend giving Trump an excuse to really take the gloves off on you, which is what he would do. He'd wipe you off the face of the planet if you did that. Anyone attacks this country while Trump is president is getting fucked up real bad. We've never seen it. We've never seen it. No one's had the balls to do it. They know better. The things Donald Trump would do to you if you did that, oh, God. He'd unleash hell on you, boy. And he'd have every reason to, and the people would be behind him. That'd be a horrible decision. You want to really unite the country around Donald Trump? A terrorist attack will do it. That'd be a massive mistake. If you lived after 9/11, you know what would happen. This country would rally around Trump. They'd be calling for Trump to do something to these cartels. They'd want something done. You'd have people calling for fucking Mexico to be nuked and shit. Don't do that. Don't do it. I'm telling you, liberals are so dumb. Everything you've ever believed in your life, all these dumb things liberals say, I'm telling you, so dumb. Think about it, look back on it, so dumb. That's how liberals think. Like, well, if we attack them, they'll attack us. Well, I guess just let them run wild then, I guess. Fuck it. Like, liberals are like, the way they want to run the world is like, let people, like, just grovel. Just grovel and beg. Don't use your military might. Don't ever backhand a motherfucker to the ground who needs to be back. No, don't do any of that. Just grovel. Grovel to cartels and terrorist organizations and beg, and let's not piss them off, or they'll come after us. And you wonder why these groups get so big. Then you got a guy like Trump that's like, how about no? How about I'm the president and I'm going to smack the fuck out of these nerds. I am the commander-in-chief of the largest military in the world, and I'm using it to smack these nerds down. You're going to stop shipping drugs in this country and killing motherfuckers with it. You're going to stop. And if you don't stop, I'm going to put a stop. I'm going to put a stop to it by blowing your little boats up. This motherfucker sent the military boats down there, sent the Navy down there, surround Venezuela. And all these drug boats that are coming out of Venezuela, they're just blowing them up. It's fucking hilarious. He told them, stop sending the fucking drugs here. They didn't stop. All right. Fine, motherfucker. Here's the Navy. Here's the United States Navy. Have fun with that, you fucking fags. Have fun with the United States fucking Navy sitting in the ocean right out there waiting on your little boats to come with the drugs and the fentanyl on it. We'll blow them boats right out of here. Is that not a good use of our military? No, a better use would be to send them to die in you fucking Ukraine. Our military is being used to protect us from fentanyl and fucking gangs and all this shit, and I'm supposed to be mad about it? If the military ain't for that, what's it for? It ain't for bullshit foreign wars so the fucking weapons manufacturers can make a bunch of money. That's not what the military's for. The way Trump's using it is exactly the way it should be used. We got a fentanyl problem. We got all these drugs, people overdosing, dying. Where's it coming from? Well, it's coming from South American shit. And it's coming from China. It's coming from all these places. All right, well, we can't start bombing Chinese ships because that's insane and that'll lead to nuclear war, so we can't do that. But we can blow up the cartel ships because what are they going to do? They don't have nukes. Liberal can't even wrap their head around such a concept. They're like, well, if he's going to bomb the cartels, then why doesn't he do the same to the Chinese ships with the fentanyl on that? Because it's different. You know, liberals, how you say that all the time? It's different. You know, you like to say that. Well, it's different. It is a difference. How come he's bombing the people in Yemen, the Houthis and shit, but he not bombing China or he not bombing Russia? Like, oh, God, are you retarded? Some people you can just bomb them because there's nothing they can do about it. They're fucking with you. right? They're attacking American ships and shit. That's what the Houthis was doing. All right? Trump told them, stop. They kept doing it. He blew some shit up. You can't do that with Putin, though, because Putin got nukes, and he's got a huge military. So if you start blowing up Russian ships, if you're like, this war in Ukraine is going to end, and then you start sending missiles and blowing up the Russian tanks, and then you go, I told you it's over. Well, Putin's going to attack back. You understand? Not everything is like the same. You can't just do the same thing to everything. Countries are different. They have different weapons. They have different militaries. There's some things you can just, this, who's this fucking clown running his mouth? Bam, backhand him across the room. Done with him. I'm not gonna be able to backhand this guy. Brock Lesnar, okay, you got Brock Lesnar is Russia, and over here you've got Greta Thunberg, and she is, you just bow, get out of here. You can't do that. You can't smack Brock Lesnar. You're gonna have to use some diplomacy with Brock Lesnar because you're gonna get hurt. If you go in to fight, you're gonna get hurt. But you can smack around Yemen. You can smack around these nerds. Why is it so hard to understand these simple things? Why do y'all have such trouble with it? I don't understand. It's also easy to understand if you think about it for 5 minutes. But you're too busy sitting around thinking about the Jews all day to think about anything else. I get it. You're hyper-focused. Smokey, I ain't got time to worry about what's going on with the Houthis and what's going on with the cartels. Do you know what's going on with Israel? You know what the Jews are up to? Like, Nick Flintis won't be satisfied with anything Trump does unless he nukes Israel. That's the only way that Nick Flintis will give Trump some props. You know how much of a loser you got to be to hate Trump? You really are a loser if you don't like Donald Trump. It shows you're boring. You're like I wouldn't want to hang out with you and do anything because you're like a buzzkill. Because Trump says something funny and then you're going to give a speech about it on how I can't believe, it's so unpresidential that he said that. And you're just like, oh God, can't you just laugh? Can't you just calm the fuck down? You're annoying, insufferable people. I don't get about what I'm supposed to hate about Trump. I don't get it. What is he doing I'm supposed to hate this guy? This motherfucker gives press conferences all the time, and he didn't give one all weekend, and they acted like he was dead. Ain't that funny? They so used to Daddy coming out and lecturing them that when Daddy stopped doing it for 3 days, they had a panic attack and thought he was dead. They're like, Trump's not talking to the media? That's not like him. I've seen tons of people saying that. So you're saying our president is pretty transparent. He talks to the media. He answers questions. Wow. He does it so much that when he doesn't do it for 2 days, they have a nervous breakdown and act like he's dead. What's that tell you? And Joe Biden never did anything like that. So they just, they're so used to Trump doing it that when he doesn't do it, they can't handle it. But Biden never did it, so it was normal for them. Sometimes I wonder if they're not maybe it's not hypocrisy. Maybe that's what it is. It's they see Trump as, he comes, he talks to the media. He doesn't hide. He gives press conferences. He's not like Biden. And so when he doesn't do it, they're like, oh my God, he must be dead or he must be in bad health or something. That's the only thing that can explain it to him. Maybe it's not hypocrisy at all. Maybe it's just, that's just what they think.
That's how they view this guy. If he ain't talking to the media every day, something's wrong. Biden didn't talk to the media every day. They didn't care. Because they weren't, Biden never did it, so they never got used to it. Now they're used to this. They're used to Trump doing this. When he doesn't do it, he did. Must be dead. That's the only explanation they can come up with that this guy's not talking to the media is because he's fucking dead. And isn't that the giveaway? Isn't that the Biden giveaway? Doesn't that tell you everything you need to know about Biden? That they think that way. They knew why Biden wasn't giving press conferences, because he couldn't do it, because he was in bad health. They knew that. So when Trump doesn't do it, they think the same thing. They go right to that same thing. Oh, he must be like Biden. Not realizing they're exposing themselves by doing that. I see you, liberal. I can see you. You're in crystal clear HD. I see you, liberal. I know what you think. You so used to having a president that talks every day and talks to the media, man. You just, oh God. And the funniest part about it is he gave an hour-long interview over the weekend. He sat down and recorded an hour-long interview. I think it's already up. You can watch it, I think. And that took place over the weekend. So this idea that Trump was hiding, not at all. There's a fucking recorded interview from over the weekend. Like, Trump been working his ass off. If he wanted to take some time over Labor Day to relax a little bit, go ahead. Go right ahead, Trump. Trump deserves a little time. All the shit he's got done over the last 6 months, he deserves a little break here and there. He deserves to take a little weekend, relax a bit. I doubt he was relaxing, though. That's probably just some shit y'all made up. Or you all thought he was dead. You didn't even think it was... See, I don't see for him for a few days. I just go, oh, he is old. He's probably getting a little break. Guy's been working his ass off 6 or 7 fucking months straight. Having all these meetings, doing all this stuff, flying to other countries. Like, so what? He took a Sunday off or took a Saturday off. Didn't talk to the fucking media. Oh, God, the horror. Just because he's not talking to the media don't mean he ain't working. The president's job is not just to talk to journalists all day. There's more to it than that. And you're not going to see everything the president does. That's not reasonable. You're not going to be able to see every meeting. I mean, come on. Jesus Christ. There's going to be some secret things that happen because he's a president. Hello? Can't tell you every fucking thing going on. This man's trying to end this Ukrainian war. Now he's not happy with Putin, so we're going to see what's going to happen there. He said he ain't happy with him. So let's see what the next move is. Putting pressure on India. He's trying to get India to, I guess, put pressure on Russia. It's nice to see a guy try to do diplomacy, like actually try. Like he's trying, like he's like, all right, well, I'll go over here. Maybe I can pressure India to stop buying your fucking oil, and then maybe you'll fucking chill the fuck out. No, that didn't work. All right, try something else. At least the motherfucker's trying to end it. Your president wasn't trying to end nothing. He just wanted the war to continue forever because we're hurting Russia. Oh, speaking of that bullshit lie that we're bleeding Russia dry, report came out the other day. The Pentagon is running low on TNT. They get all their TNT from Poland, and Poland is sending all the TNT to Ukraine. And now we're low on TNT. We kind of need TNT. I don't know if you know. We need that. So much for bleeding Russia dry. It seems like we're getting bled dry. So maybe we need to get this war ended. Because nobody's, it's not seeming to... Russia seems fine.
I mean, it seems like they're taking over Ukraine. I mean, I feel like the longer this war goes, the more land they're going to take. So,
If you want to save Ukraine, the only way to do it is to get some type of peace deal where you can have Ukraine, you can have a demilitarized zone. Putin's made it clear that's the only way he's going with it. Lazinski, there's something I read about Lazinski the other day. Neither side wants to make peace, it seems. Seems like Russia, based on what I was listening to the other day, seems like Russia is a little bit more inclined to have peace, but Lazinski, there was some terms that Lazinski wouldn't agree to. I'd have to go back and listen to it, but there's something. He wouldn't agree to it or something. And Putin was like, I'm not allowing, they want troops or something, American troops, or I don't know. Complex issue. I know you want it to be solved with a snap of the fingers, but, It's funny, all the people that wanted this war to continue forever and defended it for 4 years and all this crap are suddenly so against it. They're so... It's just weird. They're like, oh, Trump can't end this war. Why? I thought you didn't want him to end it. Like, they giving Trump shit because he's trying to have diplomacy. It's the funniest shit. They're like, he should know better. You can't have diplomacy with Putin. You should at least try, for the love of God. Like, no wonder we end up in all these wars and stuff, dude. That's the mindset. Like, nah, don't even try diplomacy with this motherfucker. You gotta go right to bombs and bullets. That's the only thing gonna work. And Trump's like, nah, hold on a minute. Let's try diplomacy. Let's give it a fair shot here. And I gotta watch the American people criticize the president for trying to have diplomacy, trying to end a war. It's the weirdest shit, bro. What is wrong with y'all? It's one thing to say, well, Putin want to go along with it, and Putin's a con man, and I understand that. But to give Trump shit for trying to do diplomacy is crazy. Like, you're mad at him for trying to have diplomacy, for trying to find a peaceful solution to the problem and stop all the killing. And you're mad about it. Why? Even if you think it's not going to work, you should at least be like, well, it's nice to see a guy trying. Eventually he'll realize it's not going to work and we'll have to do something else. But at least we can say we tried to do diplomacy. We tried. The problem is Putin can win this war. If he continues, he will win. He will take Ukraine. So what's his incentive to end it? He can keep going and take the whole country. So that's what I'm saying. Lazinski is the one that really has to give some stuff up. He's losing the war. He has to make some concessions. That's just the way war works. You want to sign a peace deal, then you're not winning the war. You can't make all these demands like you're winning. You're the loser, so you have to make concessions. He should be doing whatever President Trump tells him. He should be listening to Trump. Because Trump trying to save his fucking country. And no matter how many times Trump tells him that, I guess he don't believe it. Of course, if Lazinski, he's so corrupt, the things he's done in Ukraine since this war started. I'm not sure what would happen to him if the war ended. I don't know what the people would do. I don't think they'd kill him, but I definitely think he's getting voted out and possibly put on trial. Because he's banning opposition media. I heard something the other day, I don't know if it's true. Somebody said that, I swear they said that he banned people from speaking Russian in the country or something like that. Something like that. And I didn't look into it, but it sounded crazy. I'm like, how the hell do you even? Because there's probably a ton of people in Ukraine that speak Russian. It was something like that. I don't know if it was like a nationwide ban, but there was something that he did over somebody speaking Russian or something. They was talking about it on this podcast. And the money laundering, and it's a mess. So if he ends the war, he's got to think about what's going to happen next for him. I mean, he was going around conscripting soldiers, pulling men off the streets and throwing them in vans, taking them to the front lines and shit. And Russia's doing the same thing, but I think Russia and Ukraine's a little different when it comes to the government control that Putin has versus Zelensky. I mean, that's what I'm told. I'm told that Ukraine is like, a democracy and Russia's like a dictatorship. So I'm assuming that when Zelensky ends the war, he's going to have to face an election, and he might face charges for some of the things he did from his own people. I mean, isn't that what happens in democracy? Now, Putin ain't got to worry about that. Not like Zelensky does, but maybe Zelensky don't have to worry about it either. I mean, he's banned. They shut down all opposition media. Any media in Ukraine that was, pro-Russia or whatever, got rid of it. So they shut down all opposition. So the people of Ukraine in their country, they don't even get to hear the other side. Ain't that crazy? They don't get to hear the other side of the war. They don't get to hear anything. And is that what the good guys do? I don't know. That doesn't seem very good to me. If you're the good guys and the facts are on your side, then what's with all the censorship? Who cares what the Russian media says or whatever? I mean, Seems like you're scared that people will get to hear that information, and it might be true, and it might, fuck your whole thing up. That would be the reason I would want something like that banned. I can't think of a noble reason to ban it. I mean, if we went to war with another country, wouldn't you want to hear what that other leader had to say? Wouldn't you want to know what the news is saying in their country? Wouldn't you want to know that? Wouldn't you want to know what those people are hearing? You're at war with them. But what's the incentive to end the war for Putin if Putin can just keep going and take Ukraine? I don't know. Of course, the liberals keep telling me Ukraine's winning the war. Well, if that's true, then why doesn't Putin want to go ahead and get it ended? If he's losing the war, shouldn't he be more gung-ho about ending it? I don't see Putin going around to different countries begging for money. I don't see that. I see Zelensky doing that. And they're like, you got to be harder on Putin. Well, okay, well, what do you do? What are you supposed to do? Well, they got to put sanctions. Didn't Biden put a shit ton of sanctions? I mean, McDonald's left the country. You know what I mean? Like all these American businesses left the country and shit. I feel like we've been hard on Russia. We've been hard on Putin, and it hasn't worked. That's why I'm like, maybe we should take a different approach. And then I got to keep listening to liberals go, Trump needs to get harder on Putin. And I'm like, okay, once again, Joe Biden was hard on Putin. You all were hard on him for 4 years. It didn't do anything. Didn't work. So maybe being hard on this guy doesn't work. maybe that's just not going to work. I mean, we tried it for 4 years, saying mean things and putting on sanctions. We tried all of that. Didn't work. So then Trump's like, let's try diplomacy. Let's go with diplomacy. And everybody's like, oh my God, well, we tried being tough. We gave tough plenty of time. Tough didn't work. Maybe we get a little soft. Maybe soften up a little bit. Bring him to the table. Try to talk to the guy. We tried it your way, liberals. That's the thing about the liberals. They keep bitching and moaning. We tried it. I mean, how dumb are these European countries that they're buying oil from Russia at the same time bitching and moaning about Russia? Quit buying the oil. And they're like, oh, Trump's going to drive India into the arms of China. Good. Good. Send all the Indians to China. Nothing would, hey, that'd be a great thing if Trump was like, you know what, fuck India. Deport all their citizens out of our country if they want to play hardball. They want to fuck with us, fuck them. Oh no, oh no, oh God, no. You mean you as an American's going to have the ability to own a gas station? Oh, the horror. The horror. The horror. I mean, come on. India the other day was like, we'll take all the tariffs off, and Trump was like, too late for that. Gave you all year. Gave you plenty of time. Kept moving the deadline for you. Was more than nice to you. All right, nice guy's gone now. Fuck you. Too late. Too late for that. You could have did that. Remember when Trump said we'll have receptacle tariffs? If you don't want them, take yours off. And everybody was like, no, we can't do that. And now they're like, okay, we'll do that. Just stop. Just stop whatever you're doing. Now, I was told the tariffs only hurt us. How come India is begging and pleading to take them off? If they only hurt us. We put a bunch of tariffs on India, and they're freaking out. They're like, okay, we'll take all ours off your shit. Why would they be doing that? If our tariffs do not affect them, why do they do that? Answer that question and quit jumping and dodging it. Every time I ask these questions, these liberals, they just want to dance around it or whatever. Answer a question. Does that make any sense? People want to... I know exactly how these tariffs work. You put the tariffs on. The government of that other country has to pay the tariffs. Now, the cost may be passed on at some point down the line to get the money back somehow. But yes, the government's having to pay a tax on it. That's what a tariff is. The government is paying for it. The fucking Indian government has to pay that to ship products into our country. Now, yes, maybe when those products get here, the store that sells them might up the price because the people in India have to pay the tariff, right? They pay the tariff. Okay, so they raise their prices on their product to get the money back. Makes total sense. But that doesn't mean a tariff doesn't affect the other country. Clearly it does. If it didn't, they all wouldn't be complaining about it. Use your head. If we put a tariff on their stuff and it doesn't affect them at all, they have no reason to complain about the tariff. Common sense. Unless you can provide an answer that makes any sense, just shut the fuck up. Because I know you can't. Some companies are passing the price on to the customer. some companies are eating the tariff. There was an article a couple weeks ago about that. And you could read all these things, but yeah, that would require being an adult. No, easier to act like a child. Just scream shit on the internet all day that you don't know nothing about. It's like, I'm not a tariff expert. You're not a tariff expert. But somehow you think you're so smart because you're regurgitating leftist talking points about tariffs. But you're not an expert and I'm not an expert. So why should I listen to you and think you know it? You don't. What do you know? Well, some guy on TV told me. The guy on TV is a paid liar. Why should I trust him? Once again, if the tariffs only affect us, why is India begging Trump to take them off? Make it make sense. Just explain it. Let's see if anybody can explain it. Anyone in here? Nope, they can't. Nobody can. Typical. Ain't it crazy? It's already 7 o'clock at night. Where did the day go? And all I've done all day is lay right here in this bed. How nice. How relaxing. I better be careful. People think I'm dead. If I didn't stream today, people might think I'm dead. Well, he streams every day, and he didn't today. He must be dead. All right, I'm hopping off. I'll be back maybe later. Who knows? Goodbye.